both feet, heading. Still does a lot of his penalties.
talkSPORT Sports Update with Trusted Trader. Find top-notch tradespeople in your area, all who pass the Trusted Trader 15-point assessment.
talkSPORT.
With your headlines at 4:01, I'm Tom Clayton. Good afternoon. Both Ben Stokes and Gus Atkinson have been dropped for England's second test against New Zealand. Joe Root will come back as interim captain. Here's our cricket editor, John Norman.
So Joe Root to the rescue. Joe Root will captain the side. And this also says to me that Ben Stokes will be back.
There's been talk that Stokes would walk away after the incident at the nightclub on Monday, but the Ashes winner Steve Harmison can't see it happening.
He's given up a hell of a lot, as in the IPL, the white ball England cricket team, franchise cricket, to be the England captain. I'd be amazed if he gives it up.
Hidden under all of this news is the return of Jofra Archer to the squad. The second test at the Oval starts in a week's time. Now, Burnley have won their legal challenge against Everton and will receive around £35 million in compensation. It's over Everton's points deduction that came 2 years after PSR breaches.
Burnley's argument is that if that deduction had been applied in season 21-22, they would not have been relegated because they would have finished above Everton on goal difference, and therefore they suffered a financial loss.
I should say that's the football finance expert, Kieran Maguire, there. Everton say the punishment is disproportionate and plan to appeal. And Mark Gahey says it doesn't matter what happens in England's pre-World Cup friendlies, so long as they show up on the 17th of June against Croatia. Ahead of the match with Costa Rica tonight, Gahey's given us an idea of what they are focused on in these warm-ups.
The first game, acclimatisation, getting used to everything. Second game, pick it up. Naturally, it's going to feel like that, with the way we want to play, the intensity.
It's live on talkSPORT this evening. Coverage starts at 7, kick-offs at 9.
talkSPORT News.
The family of a man stabbed in North Belfast say they do not support the violence in the city last night. Meanwhile, extra police are being brought into the city as it braces for another night of protest. Sinead has more at past.
talkSPORT weather with QuickFit. You can't trust the weather right now, but you can always trust Pirelli tyres. In stock now at your local centre. Visit quickfit.com and book today.
Blustery showers for many today, the north and east most at risk for thunder and hail. A few sunny spells coming later on.
This is Drive on talkSPORT with me, Rory Jennings and Darren Bent.
It's Darren here, by the way, Darren Bent.
And coming up today, we'll be asking you whether you think who you think the favourites are for the World Cup after Thomas Tuchel says it's not England. A true English football legend will be joining us. Sir Geoff Hurst will be with us in a little bit, and I am absolutely buzzing for that. With just one day until it all gets underway, we'll bring you our 2026 World Cup 11s, and of course, we'll bring you all the build-up to England's final World Cup warm-up against Costa Rica live right here on talkSPORT tonight. All that plus, we'll head into the Scottish camp, and Benty's bringing us this week's I Am DB. This is Drive on talkSPORT, and you can get involved. 03717 223344.
Also, Sigourney Weaver, Alien, Ripley, what a film.
Yeah, Jack. That's my one. That I don't even know why I like that one so much, but I do.
What's that, Sigourney Weaver? Is that your favourite? Is that your favourite one to hear?
Nah, because obviously, Jack. Everything I say during the show, Jack clips up every moment of it. And for whatever reason, we were talking about franchises, and I said about Sigourney Weaver in Alien when she played the character Ripley. Wow.
Yeah.
What a film. Do you like the film? Do you like Alien?
I generally try and swerve horror films.
Why?
Scared. Freak me out a bit.
See, listen. I can watch any horror film at any time of the day. It doesn't faze me one bit.
Really?
If it's a bit spiritual, I'm a little bit like,
Yeah, give me the creeps, man. Things like that can give me the creeps.
When some lunatic ran around with something just like Scream, for instance, I'm a bit like, come on.
Yeah. You're not too bothered by that.
It always annoys me when they're running off, they fall over.
Yeah, no, Scream was a banger. Scream was Neve Campbell, wasn't it?
Run a straight line and stop falling over.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's very, very easily avoided if you want to avoid the killer. But now England are getting ready for their final warm-up game against Costa Rica tonight, and of course it's live right here on talkSPORT.
This was an exercise really where it was all about acclimatisation. They've done that.
We want to take the next step.
No injuries, really important, and the players have got a feel for this climate and the weather and what it's going to take.
And towards Bellingham! 1-1.
England probably got, 3 elite-level world-class players. Obviously Harry Kane. Declan Rice is moving to that level. And Jude Bellingham.
Comes in from Spence. Kane! 1-0 England.
That is how he plays. He scored
as long as we fill the space that he drops out.
Well, that's why you have Rashford and that's why you have Saka.
That's what you need, runners from deep.
You have to look at the team that's going to finish matches as if to underline that is every bit as important, if not more important, than the way that England start.
In terms of intensity, on the ball, off the ball, it would be important to finish the pre-camp on a positive note.
That's right. England will finish their preparations for this summer's World Cup tonight when they face Costa Rica in Orlando. It's ahead of their opening group match against Croatia next Wednesday, and ahead of tonight's game. Thomas Tuchel has been speaking to our England correspondent, Faye Carruthers.
Like I said, I think if you go to finals in the Euros, if you go to semi-finals, quarter-finals in the World Cup, then you're there. And then you can win it, and it just takes maybe a bit of luck or whatever. I strongly believe that we are there, but I also believe that we are not the favorites because of the history, and it's just like if you I don't know, maybe it's the wrong comparison, but if you go now to Wimbledon, you have never won it, or like 60 years ago won it, maybe not the favorite. So but you can win it, of course, and we want to win it.
Thomas Tuchel speaking there too, Faye Carruthers. Do you know what I picked up on there straight away, Darren?
What?
Thomas Tuchel saying that England are not favourites.
Yeah, he's a realist.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think we are favourites. Do you think it's his place to say that? Do you think that he 100%. Should be acknowledging that?
I like how honest he's been, Thomas Tuchel, throughout. He got the since he's had the managerial job. I think we get carried away and say, oh yeah, they're the favourites. We're the favourites. So many people before the tournament starts, and it's a little bit arrogant. If I'm honest, it's so arrogant sometimes to go suggest every single major tournament that comes up, yeah, we're the favourites, because we're not. And as Thomas Tuchel said there, he made an analogy about England haven't won the World Cup since '66, but yet we've got the right to say every tournament we're going to win it. Do you know what I mean? So I agree with him. I think England are. I think they'd be one of the 5 favourites, but they're not the favourites.
If we're not favourites, and I agree with you, by the way, I don't think we are. But who do you think are the favourites?
France. I think France will be ahead of England right now in terms of who could win it. I think Spain. I think Argentina.
Yeah.
Brazil. I think these teams here are steeped in history and quite recent. I know Brazil's 2002, so it's a bit of a while ago, but you got France, obviously lost the last World Cup final, won the one before that. We've seen Spain just win the Euros, do you know what I mean? I didn't even mention Germany. Do you know what I mean?
You wouldn't have Germany ahead of England, though, in the pecking order, would you?
On current form, probably not. The last couple of showings at major tournaments, maybe not. But still, they've got every right to go, well, we're ahead of England. Look at our history. So I've got no issue with Thomas Tuchel, and I think anyone who has is just trying to create a problem that doesn't need to be there. He's been incredibly honest. If he just sat there and gone, yeah, I think we'll win it. Do you know what I mean? I just think that's a little bit arrogant, and I just don't see that with Thomas Tuchel.
Yeah, I agree. What about in terms of this friendly, Costa Rica?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think we need here? We heard Mark Gahey talking earlier. Mark Gahey said that it's ultimately insignificant. Nothing really matters as long as we're ready for the game in Dallas against Croatia. That's all that matters. What are you hoping to see when we line up against Costa Rica?
Like pretty much his starting 11. What he's thinking. I wouldn't mind seeing that. I just think a bit of energy as well. I want to see this England team, and I get it, you're right. It's the last warm-up game before the real business starts. But a bit of energy and a bit of endeavour just to show us that they can do it in that climate.
Yeah.
If they run all over Costa Rica, you go, oh, okay, I know Costa Rica in terms of the football, maybe not at the level that you'd expect, but still, for England to just raise their level, because I think it was a bit lethargic in their last game against New Zealand. It was a little bit one-paced. I know they got the job done, but it wasn't that exciting. I'd like to see that ramped up now, because now we're talking about, here we go now. There's only one more game before it gets serious. So I'd like to see a little bit more energy, a little bit more endeavour.
Do you think they could do that? Look, obviously, you know when you were playing and you would have your final pre-season game ahead of the season starting or whatever, would you be taking that final pre-season game a lot more seriously? Would you expect to take it in a similar kind of tempo to what you would take Maybe the opening game.
Yeah, because usually your last game of pre-season is the hardest. It's usually the kind of stadium showpiece where you get a big team that comes to your stadium. And yeah, you're right. You got 1 week before the season starts. All right, let's now you've got all the kind of cobwebs out because you start pre-season. You might play a half, then you might play a half, then you might play 60 minutes, then you might play 75. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That last game now. Here we go. Like
this is it.
This is it now. We've had the whole pre-season. We've done all the hard yards, the running, the miles, got the ball workout. Now it's time to kind of show everyone this is what we've been working on. And I think for England, you almost need that. Like I was a striker who loved hitting the back of the net, even pre-season, because I almost felt like if I had a good pre-season, then going into the season, I felt sharp. And even if it was against lesser opposition, that feeling of hitting the back of the net, I was always like, all right.
Yeah.
And I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, it's amazing. The World Cup starts tomorrow. Do you feel like everyone's aware? Like, do you think Cup fever has taken over the nation yet?
Not yet, maybe because it's in America and
it starts tomorrow.
I get it.
How many St George's flags have you seen on car windscreen?
Yeah, no, hardly any. But I think it will ramp up tomorrow, 100%. But I love the World Cup, and I am glad it's here. It's just so every game for me in the World Cup is always like exciting because again, Mexico, South Africa. Like on paper, people might think if that wasn't the showcase, the first game, say that was like day 4.
Yeah,
that's still a game. I'm like, I'm watching that. That's what I feel. That's what I feel about World Cup football. You know what I mean, where some people might look at that and go, "That's not for me." If I can get all games in, which I won't be able to because of the times, I still love it.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. So it's an exciting one. This one against Costa Rica. You think that we're going to see some clues? Whatever team he puts out in this fixture will give us an insight into the starting 11.
Well, listen, that might not be the case, but that's what I'd like to see.
Yeah,
I think Thomas Tuchel might not do that. He might look at it. He might want to try 1 or 2 more things. There might be something he's not quite sure about who in certain situations. But
do you think he knows it yet?
Yeah.
Do you think he knows the answer?
100%.
So he knows whether Bellingham's playing or whether Bellingham's not playing.
He knows if everyone is fit, who his starting 11, what his starting 11 looks like. That's what I think.
So all that he was saying before, where everybody's still in with a chance and he's still working it out, and everybody needs to play to the maximum of their potential and train as hard as possible, because everybody can still force their way into the team. Nah.
Like, listen, Harry Kane, I mean, Ollie Watkins or Ivan Toney might score a hat-trick tonight.
Yeah.
They could have scored a hat-trick in the last friendly. They might be unbelievable in training where they're destroying people. Harry Kane is going to start day 1.
Yeah.
And rightly so. So I think he knows. What he'll be looking at as well is if there's an injury here, what like plan B maybe. But in his head, he'll be thinking, well, I know full well, if everyone's fit, this is the team that I want to start the World Cup.
That game against Croatia as well, it's so important. It's the hardest game that we'll face in that group.
I think the first 2 are the hardest 2.
Yeah. But I think that, just for the mood of the nation, I feel like he has to get off to a flyer. Like, we have to win that opening game. It can't be flat. We've already established that for one reason or another, there isn't cup fever.
No.
Like, I've been all over London today. It doesn't feel like there's a World Cup around the corner.
No.
So I think a win will invigorate us.
Qatar, they started off well and they scored 6, didn't they?
Yeah, Iran.
Yeah, that gave everyone a real lift. And I think if they could do that, I think that would be incredible. But it's going to be a fascinating World Cup. I don't think it's going to go the way people think in terms of, I don't think all the favourites will just swan through. I think you'll see a couple of upsets. I think you'll see a couple of teams that maybe a dark horse will come from nowhere and you go, oh my goodness, they're set into a shape, a rhythm, and before you know it, they're knockout stages and they're playing really well. But
Japan, I've told you about this.
Yeah, you said that. Yeah,
Japan.
Yeah, is that what you think? Yeah,
they're the team to beat.
They played well against England in that friendly.
Yeah, they were excellent.
Yeah,
they're the team to beat. But no, it's.
I don't know if they're the team to beat, but I think
they're the team to beat of all of the outside shouts. Although I need Uruguay. I've got Uruguay in a sweepstake.
I've got Ecuador.
What do you reckon? You got any chance?
Yeah.
Do you reckon I've got any chance? Uruguay, Darwin Núñez, Bielsa. I've got Bielsa. I'm relying on Bielsa.
Maybe it was a few years back when he had that Cavani and
I
mean Uruguay, Valverde's their man, isn't he?
Yeah, Valverde, Núñez.
Yeah. No, listen, they've got a good chance, and also South American, so the climate will favour them.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. Really buzzing for it. It is nearly upon us. This is Drive on talkSPORT with myself, Rory Jennings and Darren Bent. Next up, we want to hear from you. 03717 223344. Thomas Tuchel isn't so sure that England are favourites for this World Cup. Do you agree with him? And if you do, let us know why. And if you don't, tell us, who do you think are the team to beat ahead of this World Cup? like without Harry Kane, we are screwed.
He dropped quite deep again. I don't mind.
You know what's annoying me, right? And I've been seeing it on social media, right? People winding me up already, all right? If I hear England fans coming on here moaning about Harry Kane dropping deep, I swear I'm going to lose my head.
I totally agree.
I'm going to lose my head. The guy has scored 50 goals this season.
61.
He scored 61 goals.
In all competitions.
He scored 61 goals, right? And people are moaning about him dropping deep. When are people going to understand that is how Harry Kane plays?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Like, that is his game. He drops deep, he gets in pockets, he's hard to pick up, and then he'll find the box.
He starts the build-up.
Yeah, and it's like, come on, guys. I don't want to be hearing Harry Kane's dropping deep, Harry Kane's dropping deep. Like, we know now that is his game. That is how he plays. He scored 60 goals.
As long as we fill the space that he drops out.
Well, that's why you have Rashford and that's why you have Saka.
That's what you need, runners from deep. You do.
I hear people say, Ivan Toney should start. We should start Ivan Toney because, he stays up there. We need someone who's going to, lead the line. Mate, drop me out. Drop me out. It does my head in.
No, I'm totally in agreement with you, mate. That's what he does. That's his game. And under Tuchel at Bayern Munich, he played that way, and he's mastered his craft. Look, you obviously, when the ball is built up in the wider areas, you want Kane in the middle. Obviously in the high and wide.
Yeah.
Because he can do the most damage.
Well, he scored a great goal with the ball. He got his glancing header. He's just got magic in his body. He just knows where to score goals from anywhere.
He does.
It just winds me up. I don't want to hear it. If he's dropping deep. He's hot. He's probably gonna sit in that little number 10 role every now and then. Do you know what I mean? As long as you get bodies past him.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Rashford and that and runners in beyond. Like, just let Harry Kane play his game, because without him we're nothing. We're nothing. And it just winds me up. So,
okay, all right, you've had your rent.
Hello, I'm Matt Forden from talkSPORT. This is How to Win the World Cup.
This is the best squad I think England have ever had.
He used to love America, now he doesn't. It's very sad.
It was so important to succeed because of all the pressure we received.
Don't jump for this one, I'm going to knock his head off.
Warning, this podcast does not guarantee England will actually win anything.
Why was Jack darting that Jack was like he played a banger. See the way he dancing in the back?
Gank it out there. In fairness, it is a banger.
Yeah, but Jack's dancing like... Jack, it's not your wedding now, mate.
Yeah. Love it. You're listening to Drive on talkSPORT with me, Rory Jennings and Darren Bent, in partnership with Giacomo. Style and brands for every man. Still to come, we'll be asking what the greatest ever goal celebration is. Oh, that's going to be a great one.
I've got one that comes to mind.
I've got one immediate. World Cup as well, my one. Do you want World Cup?
Yeah.
Are we doing it now? Do you want to? I'll give you a spoiler. I'll give you the greatest one.
Okay, mine's from 82.
Mine's 86, I think.
Italian?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Maybe yes.
Yeah, we got the same one.
Yeah.
We got the same one. He's the governor. He is the main man.
Tardelli?
Yeah, Marco Tardelli. There's nothing quite like it.
The passion.
Nothing quite like it. That is a true celebration. But we will give it the due diligence that it deserves, and we will be talking about the greatest ever goal celebration. So make sure that you are staying tuned for that. But just quickly, Atletico Madrid have reacted to Real Madrid's €150 million bid for Julian Alvarez with a series of laughing emojis on X. And sticking with Real Madrid, they're reportedly interested in Ricardo Calafiori from Arsenal. That could be bad news for Arsenal, couldn't it? Losing a player of Calafiori's quality.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'd hope that wouldn't be the case because he's been absolutely outstanding. He started off the season so good. Then he got an injury. Hikape played his part. Then Lewis Kelly's obviously moved into midfield now and he's played his part. But yeah, Calafiori, you don't want to lose that. Like Arsenal defensively are there, they're set.
Yeah, and Calafiori's a part of that.
100%.
Calafiori is a big part of that. Yeah, we will keep you across that one. Of course we will. And also, of course, England will finish their preparations for this summer's World Cup tonight when they face Costa Rica in Orlando. It's ahead of their opening group match against Croatia next Wednesday. And ahead of tonight's game, Thomas Tuchel has been speaking to our England correspondent, Faye Carruthers.
Thomas, Costa Rica, final game before the World Cup. What are your thoughts going into this? How are you going to manage it?
We want to take the next step. And 2 days to prepare it. I think the Arsenal players are back, so we have full squad available, and we want to take the next step in terms of intensity on the ball, off the ball. It would be important to finish the pre-camp on a positive note, so that's what it is. We will give the players 60, 70 minutes. That's basically it.
And what are you expecting from them? What kind of test are they going to give you that's going to help?
Like I said, like a step up in intensity on and off the ball. I don't really know what's coming. Costa Rica has a new coach and they change formations many times. They're getting better and better defensively, but yeah, it is more about us than about them. We want to take the next step and finish this camp properly.
And bearing in mind 60, 70 minutes for each player, how much is the starting 11 in Orlando going to reflect the starting 11 in Dallas for the opening game?
I don't know because it makes no. It's even if I had it in mind, so much can happen. We have like this match now. We have a private match the day after. We have 4 training sessions to prepare Croatia, and Croatia will offer completely different things than Costa Rica. Maybe the starting 11 is the same starting 11 like against Croatia. Maybe there will always be chances for changes. I'm not even sure yet.
You know how obsessed we all are with it, though.
Yeah, I know. But I just focus on the next match, and this is what it is. And then even if we come to the point of the starting 11 against Croatia, it will very likely not be the same starting 11 for 8 matches. So it's not the bigger deal, but I know that's a big deal for you guys.
I love when he talks.
Tuchel.
Yeah, I think he speaks incredibly well. I mean, listen, Southgate was very good, but I like whatever Faye throws at him, he's always incredibly honest, I always think, and he always gives you, whenever we're looking for something, he almost addresses that before and goes, listen, I know what you are trying to get at, but, and then gives his point. Yeah, I really like Thomas.
Yeah, he's a true football man, isn't he? Like, he is a top tier manager. There's no doubt.
He's top bracket, and I'm shocked, if I'm honest, that he got the new contract extension before the World Cup.
Well, it seemed meaningless. It seemed pointless. It felt like the FA was sort of bidding against themselves. There was no reason.
Nah, see, I think they must have got wind that someone was coming for him.
Really?
Yeah, because listen, no Carrick got the job, but there was links between him and Manchester United.
Although in fairness, Darren, if somebody like Manchester United, if a club like Manchester United with the power and might and financial prowess that they have, if they were after Thomas Tuchel, regardless of his contract, they could still make a bid and get him. They can outbid the FA easily.
Yeah, but I mean, some people, and we've had this discussion before, that say that England is still the job for. I disagree. I think certainly for English managers, I think you might look at the England job and go, oh my goodness, but I think if you offered Eddie Howe, for instance, now the England job or Manchester United or Man City, he's going to Manchester United or Man City because usually English managers don't get those opportunities.
No, I agree. I don't think international football is seen as a zenith for managers anymore.
Agreed, 100%.
I do agree, but you are completely right. Thomas Tuchel, an excellent speaker there, and we're speaking to Faye Carruthers. We're going to go to the phone lines now. We're going to speak to Dan, who is a Leeds fan. Dan, how are you feeling? Have you got World Cup fever?
Hey guys, do you know what, mate? I'm sorry to break this, but I'm raging. I'm absolutely raging. I'm a veteran, gents, and I'm absolutely.
That's why you're not.
That's why you're livid.
Well, I just don't understand it. I can't get my head around it, gents. You know, if they bring it home, fine, great, but wow, just.
Do you not think when you look at the England players in the dressing room, do you not think Thomas Tuchel, with his experience, could get these players over the line?
Yeah, but I know where you're coming from. I do. But the thing is, when you say you look at other managers, right? You look at this now, Benty, right? Okay, it's not going to happen, right? It never would have happened because they wouldn't have let it happen. Brown leaves Scotland, right? And Gareth Southgate takes Scotland job. I think it's mad. If they bring it home, they bring it home. Fantastic,
But do you know that's the thing, there, Rory. And you said it the other day. And listen, great call, Dan. It's one of them where you're going to get people that feel that way. You're going to get it. And some people are so patriotic, they're going to they can't see past that. Yeah. Like, I look at it from an angle that, oh my goodness, we've got Thomas Tuchel in charge of England. England have got an unbelievable chance of winning. I don't care where he's from.
Yeah.
Whereas some people, and listen, not everyone feels the same way I do.
I think a lot of people see it as the rival as well. It's because it's a rivalry. I think that's why. It isn't necessarily the manager being foreign. I don't necessarily think that people would have felt this way about Sven Goran Eriksson or Fabio Capello.
Yeah.
I think it's because of the rivalry. Germany are England's footballing rival.
Yeah.
I don't think that a German would necessarily be happy with the Dutch manager managing their national side. In the way that I don't necessarily... Carlo Ancelotti's at Brazil now.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think Brazilians would be totally okay with an Argentinian managing the Brazil.
Yeah, but there is that.
I think that could be the.
I think that's why people are so like.
Yeah, it's our footballing rival. If you think about Dietmar Hamann scoring at Wembley, you obviously think about 1966. You think about all of the moments that England and Germany have had on the football.
Lampard's goal.
The list goes on.
Yeah,
like the list goes on. The Euro '96 penalty shootout. Like the list goes on. So I think that's why people are slightly more animated. But what we're going to do is we're going to stay with the phone lines and we're going to go we're going to go to No Googling. Still to come, we're going to be asking you what the greatest ever goal celebration is. But first, it is time for No Googling in partnership with Mixer.
No Googling on talkSPORT with Mixer. Football fans get more from every match day down the pub. Download free from your app store now.
We want to know which nation won the inaugural World Cup in 1930.
Oh, I know that easy.
You know the answer?
Yeah, easy.
Who won the first ever World Cup? We'll let you know after this.
You just mentioned a couple of players there. Is Jude Bellingham one of your clutch players?
Yes, of course. Yeah, of course he is. I mean, Morgan Rogers is a good player, but Jude Bellingham is a world-class player. And despite the fact that maybe Jude's going through a phase in his career where people are not taking to him, and maybe there's some issues about some of his disposition, I hear certain things in Madrid from relatively reliable sources that there's no relationship between Bellingham and Mbappe. The two egos can't be in the same room. And that's maybe why Mourinho's been brought back in to try and get some order in place. But let's be under no illusion. Jude Bellingham is a game changer and a winner and a world-class footballer. And if after 75 minutes you change him for Morgan Rogers, ooh, what a hardship that is. But Jude Bellingham, by any measurement, any rational measurements, should be in the starting lineup because he is a world-class footballer. And and we've got probably 3 or 4 of them in the team, and he's one of them.
You've said that Tuchel's been brought in to win.
Yeah.
What happens if he doesn't? What's the attitude towards him if he doesn't?
Bente loses. And that's not me giving him a get-out-of-jail card. I just gave you an example. If you were to play the French in the final of the World Cup, some hypothetical scenario, and we to play a game where we're bold and we play on the front foot and we're not waiting for the opposition to do something to us, we're at the opposition, taking advantage and opportunities, and we go to a penalty shootout because both teams have played a wonderful game and drawn 2-0 and we lose because someone misses a penalty. What do? Say to Thomas Tuchel, you failed. I know in the binary world that I would have it sometimes. You either win or you lose. Everyone can come second. It's not difficult. Just turn up. But there is a way that England... I'm looking at this tournament going, for once, beat someone that we, on paper, can't or wouldn't be expected to. And then we'll build from that. So
in every tournament. You know, I know we beat the Germans, but this was not.
Thomas Tuchel has revealed Bukayo Saka is not fully fit as he's struggling with an Achilles problem. And Gabby Agbonlahor reckons the German should make a last-minute squad change.
Look at the players we're leaving back at home, Foden, Bowen, Palmer. We've got too much talent on the wings to have a player who can't train every day, can't really get through 90 minutes.
But England coach at Euro 2024, Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank, would keep Saka in the squad.
He always turns up in big matches. He takes responsibility. He has got the experience now. He's a penalty taker.
Elsewhere, Man United have confirmed Casemiro, Jadon Sancho and Tyrell Malacia have all left the club. Meanwhile, we understand Barca will not pay the £26 million required to sign Marcus Rashford. That clause expires on Monday. Now, how's Pep Guardiola enjoying his first break in 14 years?
He sounds 5 years younger already. He's got his suntan back, so he's living the dream. He was at a big festival in Barcelona over the weekend. He's trying to get me to come play it next year.
Oasis legend Noel Gallagher there. And Harry Brook has overtaken Joe Root at the top of the ICC Test batting rankings. But will Brook captain England at the Oval next week? We're told Ben Stokes could retire following that post-curfew altercation in a nightclub.
You are listening to Drive on talkSPORT with me, Rory Jennings and Darren Bent. Still to come, we are going to be joined by 1966 World Cup winner Sir Geoff Hurst. Now, though, a few moments ago, we brought you the first of today's No Googling questions. We asked you, which nation won the inaugural World Cup in 1930? Do you know the answer, Benty? Don't. What have you done? What have you done? You may have completely blown the legitimacy of this competition, but it doesn't really change anything. If you were listening closely there, you might now have a tap-in, because as it's the week of the World Cup, we're not going to give you the answer. We're not going to give you the answer, Benty. Instead, we want you to answer the question online at talksport.com/win for a chance to win £500 worth of Mixer app points. The ultimate way to level up your World Cup viewing at your local Stonegate pub. Terms and conditions do apply, 18 plus only. Please gamble responsibly, and you can find out more at mixer.co.uk.
Sorry. Do you know what? I thought Joe was going to dump it, but...
But he didn't. He didn't do that.
I apologise, Joe.
Which is a shame.
Yeah.
No Googling on talkSPORT with Mixer. Football fans get more from every match day down the pub. Download free from your app store now.
Now, though, we're going to turn our attention to Scotland, because our very own Shabana Hearn has landed in Charlotte as she embarks on yet another tournament with the Tartan Army. And we're delighted to say that she joins us now. Good afternoon, Shaban.
Rory, Benty, good afternoon from Charlotte.
Yes.
I love that you now have to change your script to another tournament. That feels nice to hear.
Yeah, I mean, it must be amazing. Is the atmosphere starting to build over there?
Well, we're in Charlotte, Rory, North Carolina. We're just south of Charlotte this afternoon, where the base camp is for Scotland. This is where Charlotte FC, of course managed by Dean Smith, usually train and frequent. They're out of season just now. So Steve Clarke and the boys have based themselves here. It's hot, it's sweaty. Today's one of the cooler days, apparently. And Steve Clarke, in open training a moment ago, had a jumper on. What are you doing? Why? It's too hot for that nonsense. But listen, it's great. Charlotte's lovely. It's like a little town that reminds me of Glasgow very much. The people are really helpful. Everybody's really kind and warm and friendly. I have to say, I really like the vibe here in Charlotte. And then tomorrow we'll head to Boston. What? Don't go for Glasgow, Rory. Not you of all people. You can't go for Glaswegians.
Shaban, I've got to ask you then, because listen, Scotland in their last game against Bolivia were absolutely outstanding. That first half, they were ruthless. That's the word I described it the other day. How much confidence do they think that will give them then going into the first game against Haiti?
See, this is the thing, Darren. I'm glad to hear you say that. A former professional yourself, we were outstanding in that game. And then, obviously, the England game was not important. You know, we don't take these things seriously. It shouldn't matter. It shouldn't come into it. It's just a friendly, it's just a warm-up game. But I think for the fans, I think for Steve Clarke, I think for the staff and the team, it was a very important couple of wins that they had there in those warm-up games. Scoring 8 goals, in 4 over each, of course, against Bolivia and Curacao. So, no, I think there's a lot of positivity in the camp. It feels like the fan base are getting excited as well, as we do. I go back to the Euros a couple of years ago. We got a bit excited, didn't we, ahead of Germany, that maybe we could do a job over them. That absolutely did not happen. But when it comes to Haiti, you know, I think we can definitely score a few goals against them, and we have to win that game. There's no two ways about it. I'm keeping my voice down because I can see some of the staff coming up now from open training, but we absolutely have to win that game.
Javan, who do you think needs to have a great tournament for Scotland to go far this year?
Well, I think Lawrence Shankland is on some form at the minute. OK, we speak about Scott McTominay, John McGinn, Kieran Tierney, Andy Robertson. We've got some big players in there with some big experience, really important experienced players, but Lawrence Shankland's done the job up the road, obviously, in Scotland all season for Hearts. He's now just got his move to Rangers as well, but I think what he's shown in front of goal is just real character and, you know, determination as well. He's a big handful, so I think Lawrence Shankland will be crucial. But for me, I think Ben Gannon-Doak, watching him against Bolivia, he just looks so excited and free. He's got so much flair and creative play. I think he'll be very important for us, and I keep saying it, just wrap him up in cotton wool, because we remember what happened ahead of the Euros when he then dropped out due to injury. So yeah, I think players like that will be so important. And then we focus on the goalkeeper situation as well. I think it will be Angus Gunn who starts in goal, but experience from Craig Gordon at his first World Cup, 43 years old. And then you look at Brentford's Aaron Hickey. It's his birthday today. He's 24, guys. He's turned 24 today. He's going to be up for the media in about 20 minutes time. So I'm thinking about asking him, what did you guys do for your 24th birthday? You weren't at a World Cup. Rory, you certainly weren't. Darren, you might have been a little bit closer. But how did you celebrate your 24th birthday? And this is exceptional that he's in Scotland camp going to a World Cup. That's one way to do it.
I can't remember how I celebrated my 24th.
I think I was in the Camden Palace.
Yeah, I can't even remember.
I remember being in the Camden Palace.
I think I was at Tottenham or just about to leave Tottenham. But Shaban, when you look at the Scotland squad, right, it's one of them where, for not even such a long time, but there's always one or two players I feel with Scotland, you go, they've got real quality, and then it's like, what can the rest of the squad offer? I genuinely think in this World Cup, certainly what I've seen so far, you've got the likes of John McGinn, you've got Scott McTominay, you know what I mean, you've got Shankland, who you spoke about, Gannon-Doak, Christie. I thought you've got 6 or 7 now that are really, really good players that will give Scotland a really good time at this World Cup.
Yeah, that's it, Darren. I think more than ever we're looking at this team and going, what a great team. And we're missing the likes of Billy Gilmore now, obviously picked up an injury in that last training game a couple ago, which is an absolute nightmare. And you see the likes of Tyler Fletcher coming into the squad as well. But yeah, brilliant, high-profile players as well. I think they've really put us on the map. I think a lot of people look at Scotland, speaking to some of the people in this area. I mean, Charlotte, like we say, soccer here isn't their #1 sport. But when you speak to some of the people around these grounds, I mean, a couple of the staff who work at Charlotte who are out helping the Scotland national team over this duration, who are Fulham fans, who talk about, you know, the Scotland players that they've watched over the time, who they focus in the Premier League as well. So yeah, Robbo, John McGinn, McTominay, they get a number of mentions, but I think it'll be players like Ben Gannon-Doak, who we haven't seen feature really at major tournaments, who I think will shine.
Shaban, what was that noise?
I think it's a train, Rory.
I don't know what that is. Is it a tram? It's a train. Oh, it is a train, guys. There's a big train line further just down the road, a big freight train making its way through. But that, I mean, like I say, where we are just now, it's a really quiet. That's loud, isn't it? A really quiet, kind of peaceful area. One thing I will say, the biggest dragonflies I've ever seen. It's like they're on steroids, and there's hundreds of them. I've had to do a couple of drop and rolls over the last hour outside, and like I say, it's very, very hot. Today's one of the cooler days, and tomorrow's to go up to like a peak temperature for this time of the year. But Steve Clarke, he's got his jumper on, he's out doing his thing with the guys. Everyone looks calm, everyone looks cool, everyone looks happy. There's a real lovely environment and team spirit in this camp. Even all the different staff members, all the different media partners who are here as well. I'm looking across at Ailey Barber, who you'll know from the telly, Gordon Duncan, who works for Sky News, but he's gone viral because he's now the media correspondent for Scotland during the duration at the World Cup, and he got initials done by the kit man, GD, for Gordon Duncan, obviously on his top. And he went viral because people had a good slagging of that, saying, what's the media guy doing getting his initials on his jumper? So, I mean, everyone's in good form. Everybody's really up for the crack. And I'm looking forward to seeing Steve Clarke, but we won't hear from him now until match day -1. You know what he's like. He addresses the media on the first day that he arrives, and then he steps back and he leaves it to his staff and he'll leave it to the players. So we won't hear from Steve now for another couple of days.
Amazing stuff, Shaban. We'll have to get you some talkSPORT garments with SA on it.
I love that. Can you? Should we do it?
Yeah. Let's brand you up.
That's a great
We'll make you look
idea.
official.
Yeah.
Shaban, have a fantastic time. Thank you so much.
Guys, catch up with you again soon. See you soon. Bye-bye.
See you soon. And good luck to all out there with Scotland. What is going on? What on earth is going on out there? Now, do you know what we need to talk about? Benty, yesterday we heard your exclusive chat with Premier League icon Jamie Vardy. I thought it was honestly fantastic. And of course, Benty was asking all of the important questions.
Now, if there is a statue outside Leicester Stadium of Jamie Vardy, what pose are you going to have? And also, are we going to see a can of Red Bull in your hand while you're doing the pose?
Oh, to be honest, there's been quite a few celebrations over the years. It could be anything. The Red Bull in hand probably would make a good little statue, but for the celebration involved, there's been that many that could be up there. You'd have to get a little campaign, get people coming in, voting themselves and see what happens.
Benny, I love that. I really did. I thought it was brilliant. And a reminder that if you missed Benty's chat with Premier League winner Jamie Vardy, you can catch that now over on the talkSPORT YouTube channel. It really is fantastic. However, that conversation there, it did get us thinking, what is the greatest goal celebration of all time? Have you got any? We agree, don't we?
Tardelli's the one.
Marco Tardelli. It was absolutely brilliant. Just the sheer raw adrenaline, passion.
Yeah.
You could tell how much it meant.
The tears coming down.
It was so perfect for an Italian goal scorer as well. It was just so in keeping with the drama and romance of that nation.
Yeah. Do you know what one? This is not the greatest celebration of all time, but do you know what really made me laugh? I was watching it on, maybe it was ESPN or something. You know when Maradona scores the hand of goal?
Yeah.
The cheek of him to celebrate like he did, like he scored the best goal in the world.
But you have to do that.
I know. That is where I looked at it, and even there were several different angles, and you see obviously him punch the ball in the net. It's a celebration.
Do you think that's out of order that he did that?
No.
Okay. Can I ask you a question? You've got to tell the truth.
Yeah.
Do you remember when you scored off a beach ball?
Yeah.
So the ball Pepe Reina is potentially going to save it. It hits the beach ball, it then hits the back of the net.
Yeah.
Did you celebrate?
Yeah, like crazy.
Did you?
Yeah. Like absolute crazy. But that celebration was from Maradona was iconic. But yeah, Tardelli's probably the one as well. I
think Cantona in front of the Stretford end. You know when he just put his collar up and like surveyed the landscape.
That was Sunderland.
Yeah.
I like Peter Beagrie. Remember his one?
What, the backflip?
Somersault.
Backflips. Yeah.
His used to be clean when he used to do that. Peter Beagrie.
Loire did a good backflip.
Yeah, he did a few like somersaults and stuff.
Yeah, he did a good backflip. Any other celebrations spring to mind for you? I remember when Craig Bellamy. Do you remember when Craig Bellamy had a row? Didn't he have a row with John Arisa? He did a golf club. Yeah.
That was pretty cool. I do like Rooney's when he's punching the corner flag.
Yeah, and then he gets knocked out.
Yeah. I think him and Phil
Barsley. Yeah, I think there are some great celebrations.
You don't really see that much anymore.
Not enough.
No.
I like the choreographed ones.
Do you know why you probably can't do it? I mean, probably the Gaza one. Someone's put a Gaza Euro 96.
Oh, that's a great text message there from Daniel. Gaza Euro 96 against Scotland, hands down. Yeah, that was
it dentist chair?
It's a homage to when they were out and about in Singapore, wasn't it? Teddy Sheringham and that.
That one was decent. I'm trying to think who had iconic ones. Really iconic celebrations.
Yeah, now do you know what my favourite was, if I'm honest? You're not going to like it.
Hey, Roger Miller. That was
Roger Miller dancing. But do you know what was also just amazing? And just in terms of the like arrogance, in terms of how rude it was, Emmanuel Adebayor scoring against Arsenal, charging the length of the pitch to then have a pop at the Arsenal fans. The Arsenal fans in that away end going potty. Like I think a stool that the stewards sit on ended up on a pitch.
I think someone ripped a seat out.
It's absolutely brilliant from Adebayor.
That was
iconic, totally iconic. What about in terms of the statues? You know when Jamie Vardy was talking there, and maybe there could be a statue built to him.
No, there will be, I think.
At the Walkers or the King Power.
Yeah, the Walkers. Wow.
Walkers, Filbert Street.
Yeah.
Do you think anyone like in football, like at Chelsea? I'm a Chelsea fan, so I know this. Frank Lampard needs a statue at Chelsea. You could easily argue John Terry needs a statue at Chelsea. We've only got one.
And Drogba.
I think you could easily do one. You know the way Manchester United have that holy trinity, Best, Charlton and Law. I think that we could have a version of that. And I think you could almost put Roberto Di Matteo into it as well because of what he did for the club as both a player and a manager.
Yeah, I like that. But I always think, Chelsea, those boys there deserve trophies, right? But then where does it stop? Because you can make an argument for Petr Cech deserves one. John Terry deserves one. Lampard, Drogba. There's so many players. Ashley Cole.
I think with Lampard though, you can easily make the argument on two things. He was captain in Munich,
and
he's our record goal scorer.
And he's your favourite player,
and he's a record goal scorer. And then Terry, I think, is the greatest captain that the Premier League has ever seen.
Just mad.
You easily make that argument.
I look at a club like Man City and what they've had the last 10 years. Pretty much everyone who plays for their team, you go, they literally could have a statue of about 10 people.
But if they had to have one, like say you played a game at Chelsea, I think it's Lampard. If City had to have one, and if any Man City fans are listening,
it'd be JT, not Lampard.
At Chelsea?
Yeah.
At Chelsea, Lampard.
No, JT started there. He came as a kid. He's been the whole time.
At Chelsea, Lampard gets a... Look, I think Terry deserves a statue as well, but if you're playing a game, only one...
Oh, yes, JT.
If you're playing a game at City, only one. Any Man City fans who are listening to this, if you have a strong opinion on this, let me know. 03717 223344. But for Man City, I think it has to be Aguero. More than De Bruyne. What do you reckon?
David Silva.
What? More than Aguero?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
This is too difficult. This game is basically impossible.
Yeah.
Let us know if you are listening to this. Who deserves a statue at your club? 03717 223344. You are listening to Drive with myself, Rory Jennings, and Darren Bent. Next up, we'll tell you why Everton have been told to pay Burnley 35 million quid over PSR breaches.
Obviously, we've got you on to talk about France and the French squad. How confident is the country of going all the way? Because every single person I speak to, and I say, who's going to win it? Everyone I've spoken to says France first.
When you look at the squad, I think we can say we favourites to win the tournament. But I don't know. I've got to say I'm a bit worried because I've watched the last few games and we are conceding goals, and I don't know, Mbappe looks like he's not in his best shape yet. And, I think coming into the World Cup when you're heavy favourites is not easy. So, I don't know. I think we'll be up there, but there's other teams that can win it as well.
France have got an outstanding forward line, haven't they, Neil? I mean, look at Elise's form, Dembele, Mbappe, Barcola, Doué. But like you says, is it the defence? Maybe a full-back, left-back, right-back? Do you think that's where they might let themselves down?
I think that the defense is a bit of a problem right now. I've seen a stat yesterday watching the game. I think in the last, they've conceded a goal in the last 5 or 6 games, and that hadn't happened in years, I think. So, which for me is not a good sign before tournament. And also, like you said, we've got a lot of amazing forwards and strikers, but I think the downside of it is also, can they defend? Can they help the team when is going to be needed? And I think we've seen this season Mbappe he's not always keen to defend and run when it's needed. So I guess we'll see. But for France, he's.
Get ready to get the ultimate football fan winning feeling with talkSPORT Win.
Because this summer, you and a mate could be jetting off to watch England versus Panama in New Jersey live at the FIFA World Cup 2026 with Adidas, including tickets, flights, accommodation and more.
Go to talksport.com/win to enter now, and you could be soaking up the incredible atmosphere at the FIFA World Cup 2026. For the chance to win every football fan's trip of a lifetime, enter now at talksport.com/win.
You are listening to Drive on talkSPORT with me, Rory Jennings and Darren Bent, in partnership with Giacomo. Get fresh looks and great brands from Giacomo. Now, just before the break, we were talking about players' celebrations, the best celebrations, the most iconic celebrations that we have ever seen. And the text messages have been flooding in. There are loads. There are loads of people mentioning Robbie Fowler, loads of people talking about the brilliance of Peter Crouch doing the robot. Stuart Pearce gets a mention here. Sean says Rory Jennings is an idiot. He gets a mention. Chef Kikuki's swan dive.
I played with Chef for a couple of years.
Did you?
What a guy. That celebration, people don't understand how high he used to jump and come down on his stomach.
Belly flop.
Unbelievable. What a pro, what a guy.
Absolutely brilliant. And a lot of people are talking about who deserves a statue at their club. Rory Booth has said Steven Gerrard deserves one at Anfield. Yeah. Aaron thinks Roman Abramovich deserves one at Chelsea. Gil thinks that me saying that Frank Lampard deserves one is utter nonsense. I seem to get a lot of stick on these text messages. I might have to stop reading them.
Yeah, I'd probably tell
But no, Steven Gerrard at Anfield is a very, very popular one. Now, still to come, we're going to be joined by 1966 World Cup winner Serge F. Hurst. But just quickly, players and staff from Brazil's women's team were shown a total of 8 red cards in their friendly defeat to the USA. And Roy Keane has said that he's cleared the air with Bruno Fernandes in what he called a lovely chat. Now, Burnley have won a damages case against Everton after suing them for breaching PSR rules. Burnley are due around 35 million quid with interest on top. And it comes after Everton were deducted 10 points for a PSR breach in 2023. With more, here's talkSPORT's Tom.
It relates to a breach in season 21-22. Everton were adjudged to have broken financial rules that season and 2 years later were handed a 10-point deduction that was eventually reduced. Burnley's argument was that if that reduction was applied for the season in which the breach had taken place, they would have avoided relegation that year. They were sent down on the final day, losing out on goal difference to Everton. Here's football finance expert Kieran Maguire to break down the numbers.
I think Burnley are claiming that they lost around about £51-52 million. Looking at the settlement, I think the Commission have halved that to around about 25-26 million. And then there's interest, which has been accruing since 2022.
Maguire also says this raises an important question for future cases, with half an eye on Chelsea and Man City.
Should we have to go and revise the Premier League table retrospectively in terms of how the prize money is allocated, how Champions League prize money would be therefore available to a club that perhaps finished fourth, that might have otherwise finished fourth in the Premier League, and so on?
Everton say the punishment is disproportionate and argue that the PSR breach back then was stadium related and not based on what happened on the pitch. Everton have confirmed they will appeal.
This is a fascinating case. It's huge ramifications, and the the impact of this could be felt for years to come. It really is massive what's happened here. In terms of where we go from here, Darren, do you think that this could open up a can of worms when it comes to clubs suing each other? For example, will Manchester City and Chelsea be feeling a bit worried about this?
Well, I guess for Man City we don't quite know, but potentially. But you're right. At the moment there's one thing, and a club gets a kind of a green light in terms of one situation, then other clubs will go, well, hold on a second here. That season there where we went down or something happened to us, I'm pretty sure they got done for PSR rules as well. So it does. So I always find it all quite messy. The whole thing quite messy because, and I understand it from certain teams' aspects. It seems like certain teams have broken protocol in terms of the PSR and overspending. But people are still pointing back to the Manchester City case and going, well, hold on, how have you come to the decision with us so quickly? Like, I'm not quite sure it's almost the same thing. I think it's Man City's is slightly different, I believe. But it's still like, well, how are you coming to a decision that's so quickly when it comes to us? We're getting points deductions left, right and centre. Like Sheffield United got loads, didn't they? Sheffield Wednesday, obviously, with their owner situation. But yeah, it's not happened to Manchester City. So
Everton were deducted 10 points, but that punishment was later reduced to 6 on appeal.
Yeah. So clubs are getting punished, but... I've said it before, I don't really like seeing clubs punished mid-season. I think if they're in trouble and they've broken PSR rules, I've always said it, I think start of the season, that's when the punishment comes. If they've broken the rules and they're about to get an 8-point deduction, they start the season with an 8-point deduction.
Yeah.
That's what I believe anyway.
I think you're right. It is an interesting one. And of course, at talkSPORT, we will keep you fully across it. You are listening to Drive on talkSPORT with myself, Rory Jennings and Darren Bent. Still to come, we're going to be joined by the legend that is Sir Geoff Hurst. Next, though, we'll be picking our World Cup All-Star 11s, and you can have your say. 03717 22 3344.
People in the pub aren't sitting around in the pubs talking about accessibility. We are. The media are. We're creating conversations to be able to confect outrage, to be able to create content. Most people accept it. They accept the reality of the circumstances that these premium games, these premium tournaments have a caveat which means that ultimately they're beyond the reach of most people. That doesn't make it right. I'm not arguing for the right and wrong of it. I'm putting the pragmatic reality of it. I do not know, and at this moment in time, I'm not sure that we do know, the reason why this referee wasn't allowed in the country. If he didn't meet the visa requirements...
He hasn't met the vetting requirements, is what I'm told.
So that's not a mess. That's an issue from his side, and it's an issue from the people that represent him. As far as the Iranians are concerned, with due respect to whether you like it or you don't like it, the US is at war with Iran. It's hardly a surprise that you are not going to particularly want Iranian supporters coming into the country, despite the proclamation at the time, with the circumstances that Infantino was orchestrating and illustrating, that we want it to be the most inclusive World Cup you could possibly be, and it will be available to everybody. But there are exceptions. If you don't meet your visa requirements, and if you're at war with a country, those are possibly reasonable exceptions. You've now got a World Cup that's got 48 teams rather than 32. So already you're making it more accessible.
Yeah.
So there are lots of pros and cons. What we are doing is we're doing what media usually does, which is find a reason to find something other than the football to talk about. And I quite like that because I don't want to spend my entire time talking about who plays left back for Costa Rica. But I get the parameters of every tournament comes up, whether it was Russia, whether it was South Africa, the stadiums weren't going to be built, whether it was Russia because of the nature of that country's environment and the way that they live, whether it was Qatar because of the confected outrage from the West that was lecturing countries across the world about how they should conduct themselves in society whilst having no convictions of our own. And all those things...
Ben Stokes and Gus Atkinson have both been dropped for England's second test against New Zealand at the Oval. It follows their nightclub altercation in the early hours of Monday morning that broke the team's midnight curfew. Joe Root will step in as interim captain rather than vice-captain Harry Brook. Jofra Archer and Jordan Cox have also both been added to the squad. But will Stokes step down as England captain permanently? Double Ashes winner Steve Harmison is not buying it.
He's given up a hell of a lot, as in the IPL, the white ball England cricket team, franchise cricket, to be the England captain. I'd be amazed if he gives it up.
Well, Harmy has joined former captain Michael Vaughan in backing Stokes to stay. He also says those who want the skipper out have an ulterior motive.
I think there's a lot of overreaction to what's been happening, because I think there's a lot of people want to have a go at this England cricket team because of what happened, their poor performance, their arrogance at times.
Elsewhere, Everton have to pay Burnley about £40 million following a landmark legal dispute. It relates to Everton's breach of profit and sustainability rules. It happened during the 2021-22 season when Burnley were relegated by just 3 points. The Toffees were punished with a 6-point deduction 2 seasons later. Now, as Thomas Tuchel warns Bukayo Saka is the only England player not 100% fit, Alan Pardew has told talkSPORT that recovering from an Achilles problem is seriously tricky.
That hangs around. It's very irritable. You always feel like you can't quite push off. So if that's where I assume Saka is, it's not a great injury and it's not going to clear up in the next 2 or 3 weeks.
Meanwhile, Jude Bellingham continues to dominate the conversation.
There's that question mark. Is he a team player? Is he not a team player? Is he in it for himself a little bit more so than others?
But Bellingham's former coach at Birmingham, Pep Clotet, says there's no problem with Jude's attitude.
He's always been very professional. He's always been very, very serious about his job, about his teammates, about his team, about the badge.
Plenty more, as always, at talksport.com.
You are listening to Drive on talkSPORT with me, Rory Jennings and Darren Bent.
Well, put him in a train, yeah? Okay, is that again, yeah?
Still to come, we're going to be joined by 1966 World Cup winner Sir Geoff Hurst. But now, the World Cup kicks off tomorrow, live right here on talkSPORT.
Moments that are shared and remembered.
Lionel Messi pens the ultimate ecstatic chapter to complete his already extraordinary story.
Maybe it's an opportunity, like I said, for us to kind of pat ourselves on the back for how far we have come.
Having the World Cup in our backyard.
We're still not a footballing nation. We're growing.
Ronaldo has done it! A hat-trick for Portugal!
Finishers.
Rifling effort, blasted into the net!
Big players, big expectations, big moment.
That's just the way we like it in a World Cup.
Mbappe has a hat-trick. He has his place in history.
Kane, edge of the penalty area, goes alone and scores!
We dare to dream, and it's important.
50,000 inside Hampden go crazy, and Scotland have done it!
These are the games that make or break you.
Oh, what a buzz. The greatest show on earth kicks off underway tomorrow on the... and remember that every single game is live across the talkSPORT network, and ahead of it all getting started, we thought that we would put together our World Cup 11. The only rule is that we can only have a maximum of 2 players from each nation. So, Benty, let's hear yours. Let's get stuck into this now.
It's hard.
We've put together the best 11 going to the tournament.
Well, yeah, it's hard because you can only pick 2 from each nation, so you're having to juggle. Like, certain nations have got 6, 7 players that are top draw that you want to.
I struggled when I was doing this. I really struggled to leave out Portugal players. Like at every point, I wanted to talk about a Portuguese player.
Yeah, I mean, listen, mine. Everybody, and I was doing it in the office earlier, right? And everyone had a different opinion. So I expect everyone who's listening to have a different opinion. But so my goalkeeper, I've got Martinez, Argentina, and the reason why he's a different beast when it comes to World Cup football, man.
That's not a good selection.
Well, the guy that's won it, and he's won the Yashin twice.
Emi Martinez. There was a time where he could be considered one of the best goalkeepers around, but I don't think he is that.
No,
now.
but for Argentina, when he plays for Argentina at a World Cup, he's different.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Do you think that he will still be different? I know that he has been in the past.
I think so. I almost feel like I look at him and just think, I was going to go for the Alissons and the them goalkeepers, but also as well Argentina. That's a player used up. So if I'd have used a different goalkeeper, that's that nation gone.
Yeah, that's true. I think I've gone for what I believe to be the right answer, but I think you've got a really easy argument to combat my suggestion. So I've gone David Raya.
Well, he's not even Spain's number one.
Exactly.
So what kind of stupidity?
But David Raya has had a better season than any goalkeeper in Europe.
You can't put a goalkeeper in the team that's not playing.
I can, because he should be playing. I don't agree with the decision from De La Fuente.
Listen, if you're going to sit in that seat, you need to come up with better thing. Joe, how can you put a goalkeeper and don't play?
No, I think this is. I
You know what I mean? For a goalkeeper, listen,
but I'm saying that De La Fuente is making mistakes.
No, I don't make mistakes. The guy won the last Euros.
David Raya is the best goalkeeper in Europe.
I agree. I think David Raya is unbelievable. But my problem is, I listened to an interview the other day in Spanish because I speak fluent. He will not play. He's already said that. This is what he used, and I found it quite disrespectful. He said in Spain, he goes, in England, everyone talks about David Raya. In Spain, nobody talks about him. They talk about Simon. That's what he said.
But that's incorrect, isn't it? Because we've watched David Raya this season.
You live in Spain?
David Raya could quite.
No, but you live in Spain.
I don't live in Spain.
So
It doesn't matter where I live.
No, but the statement's correct then.
But I live in the country where David Raya plays his football week in, week out. I watched David Raya go from being a player that at one point was quite an underwhelming signing for Arsenal to the best goalkeeper in the country and Europe.
I agree with you. I love that. I'm an Arsenal fan. I think he has been unbelievable this season, but he won't play.
You know, if we explore why Arsenal won the league, you know, if you try and boil it down, why did they get over the line? Why did they find the rhythm and ultimately the professionalism to get to the title?
They were the best team.
They were the best team, but what set them apart this year compared to other years?
Defensively, solid.
And that all started with the goalkeeper. Off the back of losing at Man City, they didn't concede another goal from open play.
I get
until
that.
They won the title.
My point is, like, you're talking about the Arsenal that I know, but David Raya, who I love and I think is one of the best in the world, has already been told that he won't play. So you then can't put him in the team when the manager's already come out and said no one talks about him. Is that putting someone in the team that's injured?
I honestly think that David Raya should be in this team. I think he's the best goalkeeper of the tournament.
I get it. But the manager, the Spanish manager who's won the Euros...
You've put Emi Martinez ahead of David Raya. I'm sorry.
Because Martinez will play.
But you have to just pick the best goalkeeper. You have to pick the
if we were playing fantasy football, I'm getting points. You're getting none.
David Raya will force his way into the team.
Okay, fair enough.
Right. So I'm 1-0 up.
You're not, because you've got a goalkeeper that's not playing.
Okay, who have you gone right back?
Hakimi, Morocco. Double Champions League winner. Oh my goodness, he's unbelievable. And then he went Denzel Dumfries. Because I really like Denzel, but I've got Hakimi, Morocco.
I've gone Reece James here. I've used an English player.
God, you are so...
You can't exhale and roll your eyes at Reece James. Reece James is elite.
He's better than Hakimi, is he?
Comparable.
What's going on there?
He's comparable.
What's going on?
Reece,
I love Reece.
You're talking about Reece James like I said Ben White.
No, but I'm not. But I love Reece James. But
doesn't sound like it.
Hakimi with two finals as incredible. PSG, Champions League, back to back.
Yeah, I think Reece James deserves to be in this team, but I kind of with David Raya, I will fight you on David Raya.
You can't because he's not playing.
Emi Martinez doesn't get in his team. That was wild. Hakimi, fine. I'll fall on my sword. Hakimi, you can have 1-0.
And that's not 1. It was 2-0 because my goalkeeper's playing. I've gone for Gabriel, centre half, Brazil.
I've gone Marquinhos, centre half, Brazil.
Okay, so there you go. Well, also as well. So this is the problem we have now because I wanted to go, as you spoke about, the best defence in Europe, Arsenal, correct? Yeah. Correct. So I wanted to go Saliba and Gabriel, but that would have meant I would have taken up another French spot. Yeah. You could only have 2. So I've gone for William Pacho, Ecuador.
That's funny. I've got an Ecuadorian in my defence as well, but not a centre half. At centre half, so I've got Marquinhos and Saliba at centre half.
Yeah.
And then I've got Estepinian at fullback.
Oh, yeah. See, I've gone William Pacho, who was brilliant for PSG again, Champions League. And I've gone Mendes, Portugal. Yeah. Again, another Champions League winner.
Yeah.
Portugal.
That makes sense. I think that we're sort of even around.
I was going to go Virgil, Van Dijk.
Aye.
Yeah, I was going to go Virgil.
Yeah.
But do you know what? Do you know what? That's an obvious answer, because he's like, I know by maybe his own standards, he's been at a 9.7 this year as opposed to a 10. But I thought I'd just go, I think Pacho deserves to be in Ecuador as well. And you know what I mean? People would have skirted over that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Who have you got in your midfield?
So I've gone Holding.
Yeah.
I've gone Vitinha, Portugal.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. I've gone Valverde, Uruguay.
That's a good shout.
And I've gone in the 10, of course, Messi.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good. It's not as good as mine. I've got Vitinha and Neves. Just think of the partnership. And then I've got N'Golo Kante. I just don't think you can leave out N'Golo Kante.
Well, I can now, because this is not 2018.
No, but you've picked a goalkeeper based on what he's done previously, and you're not picking N'Golo Kante based on
what he did in the last World Cup, not the one he did 2 World Cups ago.
Look, N'Golo Kante needs to be in this team. If N'Golo Kante is ever an opportunity to be picked, you pick him. If N'Golo Kante's there, he's there.
Oh, no, I love Kante, but I mean, he's not in my team. Valverde, incredible.
What about Vitinha, Neves? I've gone.
Yeah, 2 class players. So you got no more Portuguese left?
I've got no more. Don't need them.
All right, yes, I've gone, Vitinha, Valverde, Messi. Now, again, there's so many players I could have gone for. Bellingham. I was going to go Bruno Fernandes, because I think, again, he's had a fantastic season. But I just opted for Vitinha, Valverde and Messi.
Okay.
So,
and what about your front three?
Right, here we go. So my front three is a little bit... The centre forward won't move, right? He plays where he plays. But the other 2 players that are wide can maybe switch and change.
Okay, give me your first name.
Michael Elise, France.
Okay. My first name is Lamine Yamal.
Yeah. I've got Lamine Yamal on the other side.
Okay. On the other side, more in a free role than the other side.
Messi.
I've got Lionel Messi.
Okay, nice. And I've got Kylian Mbappe.
You left Harry Kane out of your team.
Yeah, did you?
You can't leave Kane out of any side. Come on. You must concede that you can't. How can you possibly... Harry Kane could be on for a Ballon d'Or. He's obviously the best striker going to this tournament.
Yeah, no, I've gone on World Cup. I've gone on what I've seen at World Cups. And Mbappe, by the way, has had an unbelievable season too.
I've just realised you haven't picked an Englishman.
No.
You haven't got one Englishman in your entire 11.
No. And I'm not... there's a number of English players I love. Declan Rice, Saka.
Just not as much as you love...
Oh, no, but this team here is unbelievable.
Traitor.
Mbappe when it comes to World Cup, it's different.
I don't see how you can leave out Harry Kane.
Let me ask a question. Serious question. I just want one name. World Cup final is tomorrow.
Yes.
Who are you playing? Centre forward.
I'm playing Harry Kane.
Well, there you go. I've won. Have you seen Mbappe in the last 2 finals?
Oh, look, I understand. I understand what you're saying. You're saying that because of what Kylian Mbappe has done previously.
The way he does at World Cups. Yeah.
So you're picking players based upon what they've done at World Cups previously.
A lot of them.
Do you turn up at World Cups? Whereas I'm going more for, do you deserve to be there? Forget your reputation. What's your form like?
Okay, but form. Mbappe got 43 goals in 47 games.
He's not been a better player than Harry Kane.
Maybe not, but he's still been very good.
How can there not be one Englishman in your entire side?
Because this is the team I've gone for.
I think my team beats yours. If we went up against each other,
well, no, he wouldn't, because you've got no goalkeeper.
I've got David Raya.
We'd be shooting from everywhere. He's not playing.
David Raya is going to have a better World Cup than him.
Is he playing?
He will force his way.
No, but if he's not starting, you've got a goalkeeper in your team that won't play.
But I can't be held accountable for decisions that I don't make. He should be starting.
Well, obviously, De La Fuente thinks he shouldn't. So basically, you've got no goalkeeper. So we just shoot on sight.
Shoot on what? I don't get a replacement.
No. No, because you've had 5 hours to do this thing, and you've got your first pick, Joe. This is what I'm talking about. You told us when we was in this feature, right?
Can you stop trying to get the production team
Joe,
on your side?
You said about this feature ages ago, right? And the first thing he does is pick a goalkeeper that doesn't play.
I picked the best team that I could possibly pick. What I've done, I've played by the rules of the game. I've picked the best players that are going to the tournament. David Raya is the best goalkeeper going to the tournament.
Okay, but he's not.
You've picked a player that had a decent World Cup. 3.5 years.
No. What I've done is a little research and looked at obviously press conferences and stuff, and I've gone to De La Fuente, and he said that, listen, David Raya won't play. I love David Raya, as you know, big Arsenal fan. But unfortunately, if David Raya was their number one, he would have been in my team.
Let's do front threes. Who's got a better front three? My front three is Lionel Messi, Lamine Yamal, Harry Kane.
Well, Messi's in mine, so.
So what's your front three together?
Elise.
Yeah.
Yamal. And Mbappe.
Yeah, mine's better.
How would you work that one out?
Because if you take the three as a whole, my one is obviously better than your one, because I've got Harry Kane in mine.
What does that mean?
It means that my one builds.
Okay, but what are you building that off? Because let's build this off of trophies, shall we? So let's go. Messi's.
No, not trophies. Trophies suits your argument. Trophies doesn't suit my argument, does it?
Why not?
Trophies doesn't suit my argument.
Listen, I think Harry Kane, right, is a unbelievable, right, and I mean unbelievable centre forward. I think he is top draw. So I want to put that out there first and foremost. But if the World Cup finals tomorrow, you are not picking Harry Kane over Mbappe. You're just not.
Okay, I'll tell you what, there is a way that we can work this out. We can work out who has won. Neil has got in touch via text message and has said, hello, fellas, great show. Put the teams into AI and ask it to predict who would win and why. Maybe we do that.
Yeah, but honestly, come on.
Oh, another text message has come in and has gone, Rory's team definitely beats Darren's.
Where's that, mate?
There it is. There's the text message. Thank you very much for that text. So that was our World Cup 2026 All-Star 11s.
Oh, no, read the top one.
As a text message just come in. Right, this is from Lance. It says, totally agree with the team. None of that England team would make a World 11. Harry has benefited from playing for Bayern, never really done it for England. What is going on? Harry Kane left out, and people seem to agree with you. Because I can't work it out. We're going to put them into AI.
No, I want to hear from the people.
Oh, look, another text message. Rory has won again. There it is. Rory has won. There you have it. That was our World Cup 2026 All-Star 11s. What do you make of them? Let us know. Who do you think we've forgotten? Has anyone massively been left out that should have made it? 03717223344. You are listening to Drive on talkSPORT with myself, Rory Jennings, and Darren Bent.
We need leaders in this changing room, and you know, at the back there, you've got a bull sitting next to a panda in your changing room. You need a leader, someone who'll back up what you say. You need the Brazilian parrot at centre half with the bull. Now, hear me out. He's a good talker. Now,
what do you need? Sorry, what'd you say?
The Brazilian parrot.
The Brazilian what?
Parrot. A parrot.
The what?
A parrot.
Can't hear. You can't. Well, turn that off. Turn that off. Turn that off. What'd you say?
The Brazilian parrot. Oh, I know what you're doing. Right, brilliant. Well done. Well done.
Come on, mate. That's the oldest trick.
Come on, Loza.
Come on, mate. Loz. It's the oldest trick in the book.
Mate, come on, Loz.
It's the oldest one in the book.
Anyway, he's a good talker.
He's good what?
Loz,
come on. I'm only messing with you, mate.
He's good in the dressing room. If you tell the lads they need to press, he'll go, lads, they need to press.
He does talk.
He's a bit repetitive, though. Does he come up with his own ideas? Like, you know?
Well, you know what? He's not akin to the dark arts either. You imagine trying to take a penalty and the opposition's got a parrot in your ear.
What's he saying?
You know,
What's he saying?
Who's a pretty boy then?
Who's a pretty boy then? The thing is, though, here's the problem, right? Half our team's got feathers.
Yeah.
I don't know whether that's a good thing. If I lined up and I looked at half their
Get ready to get the ultimate football fan winning feeling with talkSPORT Win.
Because this summer, you and a mate could be jetting off to watch England versus Panama in New Jersey live at the FIFA World Cup 2026 with Adidas, including tickets, flights, accommodation and more.
Go to talksport.com/win to enter now, and you could be soaking up the incredible atmosphere at the FIFA World Cup 2026. For the chance to win every football fan's trip of a lifetime, enter now at talksport.com/win.
Brazil adverts when I hear this. That's all I ever think. Brazil adverts.
That's exactly what it is, isn't it? The second you hear this, just synonymous with that Brazil team.
Is it
in the airport? Yeah, running through the airport. Yeah, it's fantastic. Not making people on the travelator and that. No, amazing, absolutely brilliant. You are listening to Drive on talkSPORT with me, Rory Jennings and Darren Bent, in partnership with Giacomo. Style and brands for every man. Still to come, we'll bring you all the latest stories in our World Cup date. But just quickly, a bit of breaking news this evening. Tottenham have now confirmed the signing of Marcos Senesi. Good player, good signing. The Argentine international defender will join the club on a free on July the 1st. Absolutely brilliant signing. Tottenham moving in the right direction, Benty.
They are, getting their signings right. I like that. I think next season, they'll be nowhere near relegation next season. I think if they're in the top 10, I know some Spurs fans will think, like it doesn't sound that glamorous.
No.
For a side like Spurs, but they're going in the right direction. They're making some really good signings.
Yeah, it feels like there's a new strategy now.
Well, it scared them. That relegation, getting so close to the last day of the season, they're thinking, we can't do that again.
Yeah, that Daniel Levy approach, it feels like it is now confined to the ash heap of history. They're focused, Joe Lewis's family are doing it in a different way.
Yeah.
And they're getting their signings in early, which is exactly what they should be doing. Good work there from Tottenham Hotspur. And Barcelona have decided against paying the £26 million release clause to sign Marcus Rashford permanently. He will return to Manchester United. Marcus Rashford is going to have to go back to Manchester United, but Barcelona are still hoping that they might be able to get him on loan for another season with his contract at Manchester United ending in 2028. I didn't see this one coming, Benty.
No, not when they signed Gordon for as much as they did. But no, he'll have many suitors. I mean, I've said it before, I'll take him at Arsenal.
There's a problem with him having many a suitor. Of course, you're correct, he will. But when you're Marcus Rashford, when you've played for Manchester United, when you've done very well for Barcelona, when you've been scoring for Barcelona against Real Madrid, your next club, there's a very small list of clubs that will match your ambition.
And match his wages.
That's
the stumbling block. If he was, I think he's on about 350. I think if he was on 150, then that brings so many more teams to the table. But 350, there's only certain clubs over a number of years that can pay that. So he'll find somewhere. But yeah, I thought he did well at Barca, but obviously maybe not as well.
Can I ask you a question here? Do you think there's a world where Marcus Rashford could go back to Manchester United? He's rediscovered himself in Spain. Could he maybe be part of this new look Manchester United that Michael Carrick is building?
Maybe, potentially. There's no reason why not. I mean, if at the end of the day, if Barca don't match what Man United want, and no other clubs do, he's going to have to. And Michael Carrick, again, he's Man United through and through. If he can convince him as well, then potentially, there's no reason why not.
Because you know what, it went so sour. But I remember being at Stamford Bridge. They played so well against us. They beat us in the cup. And the entire away end, the entire Manchester United end behind the goal, they had the 6,000 in the shed end, and they were singing that Marcus Rashford is mank born and bred, the song that they sing to the Stone Roses.
Is that where he scored the free kick?
They loved him, yeah. They loved him, didn't they?
Yeah, not so much now, but yeah, I think if he has to go back, then I'm pretty sure that Michael Carrick will sit him down, have a conversation, and then go from there.
Yeah, it'd be very interesting. And of course, we will keep you across it on talkSPORT. Now, though, we are taking your calls. Who would make your World Cup 11? 03717 223344. We go to the phone lines and we speak to Daniel, the Manchester United fan. Daniel, just before we get your opinions on the... Very well, thank you very much. Just before we get your opinions on the World Cup 11, do you hear that conversation Benty and I were just having about Marcus Rashford?
Yeah, to be honest, I feel like Rashford hasn't. He's had how many goals and assists? What's that? 16 this season or so. The fella's put in the work, but I don't feel he's doing it against the big boy teams itself. He's showing up against these smaller teams. He's not starting every game for them because he's a fitting player because, of course, they had Rafinha out for a bit. But when you've got Gordon and all of these lot ahead of him, I don't see him staying at Barca. Yeah, for the loan, but Barca ain't trying to even pay 26 mil for someone of his caliber. It just goes to show they're not interested at all, and he's just a rotation player.
Yeah, there we have it, Daniel. You've got some strong thoughts, I hear, on our World Cup 11s.
Me thing. Rory, I disagree with Harry Kane. And Benty, I definitely agree with Mbappe because you know what it is, experience and showing up on the main stages.
100%.
At the end of the day, come on, lads. Mbappe's done it. He's shown up. He scored the goals. He's got it. I get it. Harry Kane's had golden boots in the past. But what's the point in having a golden boot if you ain't got the World Cup on your show? That's the main thing at the end of the day. Everybody wants that World Cup. And Harry Kane, no matter every single season, other than with him at Tottenham, fair enough, in a team that was struggling, he's getting those goals in the Premier League as well. I can hold up the ratings for that. But when you're in a two-team league such as the Bundesliga, and that's my opinion, of course, it's not fact, you would be scoring 66 goals if you're supposed to be one of the upper echelon strikers as it is. So it does. I don't see him, and if we're always relying on him in England, When are we ever going to try someone else and show faith in any of our other boys up front?
This is a mentality. Do you know what, Daniel? It's a very interesting call for me, this, because it's a mentality that I just don't empathise with at all. If Manchester United could sign one, so you're rebuilding, you're looking like a side that is finding itself again. Michael Carrick is building something very special. If you could sign one of Harry Kane or Kylian Mbappe, who are you signing?
I'm going to sign Mbappe because longevity as well. Because Harry Kane, he seems to always have some sort of little niggle about him. He's suffering. He's got his back suddenly hurting, and I get it. Everyone gets injured and all that, but we can't be reliant on someone who. I feel if he comes back to the Prem, I don't feel he'll.
All right, Daniel. If they were the same age, forget the age. Pretend they were both the same age. Who would you sign out of the two players?
You know what? Because he's proven in the Prem, I'd go Harry Kane in the Prem. Of course, he's proven. But Mbappe, at the end of the day, is going to make everybody's list because he's got that speed. The agility's coming on. He's slowly coming back into the form that we expect from him when we watch him. But, of course, Harry Kane's proven in the Prem. So if he was to come back and he was young again, all day long we'd have him because, of course, it's a simple fact. He's done the job before and he could do it again.
Do you know what, right, as well? Do you know what I like about that call? Mbappe.
Yeah, I feel like you kind of undermined your point, right?
Nah, listen, I agree with him. I told you, when it comes to Mbappe in World Cups, he is just different.
I just don't get it. I don't understand how anybody can prefer Kylian Mbappe in a World Cup 11 to Harry Kane. I really don't.
Have you looked at their World Cup records?
I think Harry Kane is perfect. I think Harry Kane is the perfect footballer. I think he's perfect on and off the pitch. I think he's perfect on the I think everything about Harry Kane is the perfect centre forward.
Well, okay, if I was comparing Drogba, if he had
he's not as good as Drogba. But
there you go.
No, but that's because I love Drogba. Look, in terms of today's game,
in a final, you're picking Drogba over Kane, right? Because Drogba showed man for the big occasion, right?
Yeah, when you frame it like that, it's
right. Well, and Mbappe's the same. Mbappe in the last two World Cup finals, I've said it many a time. He won the first one, 2018, where he was brilliant, and scored a hat trick in the second. I don't know what more he could do.
I don't get how this happens, Darren. I just think that Harry Kane, every time I watch him, I think he's just poetry. I think he's the perfect footballer, and for some reason, Mbappe, who just called up.
Okay,
you're all leaving him out of your
I love him, but give me the one final where you've gone, there he is.
No, but
no.
You know the answer.
I don't want to hear
the that's what you're going to hear with.
No.
You've given me the question that I can't answer.
Okay, but then I'll give you the same about Mbappe then. Tell me the finals that he's played in.
No, I know finals where Kylian Mbappe.
There you go. But rest occasion.
It just doesn't tell the story.
Do you want a guy that wins or not?
It doesn't tell the story of the brilliance of Harry Kane. That is what I find so frustrating.
He is brilliant, but do you want to win or not?
I want to win.
There you go.
I want to win with Harry Kane.
I'll
tell you what, when Harry Kane lifts the George Romeo loft in New Jersey,
I will hold my hands up and go, do you know what? There he is. But if Mbappe does it again,
you most certainly will. Still to come, we're going to bring you all the latest stories in our World Cup day. But first, it's time for No Googling. We want to know, what is the longest gap in between a country winning the World Cup? The longest gap.
Well, the gap must be still going because some teams have won it once and never won it again.
Yeah,
so
Brazil, they won it in 2002, right?
Yeah.
Haven't won it since.
Well, Uruguay, when's the last time they won?
Yeah.
They've won it twice, right?
I suppose the caveat has to be you have to have won it twice.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Well, we'll tell you after this.
Realistically, what do you think England can achieve?
Well, I think England will do what they always do. They get to the quarterfinals and then they'll play somebody who's of an equal standing or just a bit better, and the whole world will cave in. Do you know what I mean? So I don't think England will win. What I would hope, because I'm going to the final, I would hope that it's a Brazil-Argentina final.
Yeah.
So, but I don't. I think Portugal are the outside bet, and I don't think you can look past Spain and France, to be honest.
If it does go the way it should go, England would meet Brazil in the quarterfinals in Miami.
Really? Well, I mean, there's going to be... Brazil are going to be acclimatised to the weather, and England are not. But, England could do it. But, I mean, you have to say England have got to, 2 finals and 2... Is it 2 finals? Yeah, 2 finals. Yeah. Obviously not World Cup finals. And a World Cup semi-final. I mean, is that going to come round again? I mean, I like the manager, Tuchel. I think he's great, and...
Do you think he's made a mistake not taking Palmer?
No Foden. They didn't deserve to go. Come on, Phil has had 2 pretty bad seasons in a row. Yes. Phil needs to take the summer off. He's got a new start with Maresca, and maybe the pressure of Pep pushing him. He might release a valve on Phil. We don't know. But him and Cole, they've not had great seasons. Cole's been injured, so I think he got that right. But what's going to happen now is the Bellingham thing. It's already started. If England draw against Croatia, which is probably the right result, right? Although Croatia are not great, but if he plays Bellingham and England don't win, it's like, why didn't he play Morgan Rogers? If he plays Rogers and England, this is all going to start now. And
Thomas Tuchel has revealed Bukayo Saka is not fully fit as he's struggling with an Achilles problem. And Gabby Agbonlahor reckons the German should make a last-minute squad change.
The players we're leaving back at home, Foden, Bowen, Palmer, we've got too much talent on the wings to have a player who can't train every day, can't really get through 90 minutes.
But England coach at Euro 2024, Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank, would keep Saka in the squad.
He always turns up in big matches. He takes responsibility. He has got the experience now. He's a penalty taker.
Elsewhere, Man United have confirmed Casemiro, Jadon Sancho and Tyrell Malacia have all left the club. Meanwhile, we understand Barca will not pay the £26 million required to sign Marcus Rashford. That clause expires on Monday. Now, how's Pep Guardiola enjoying his first break in 14 years?
He sounds 5 years younger already. He's got his suntan back, so he's living the dream. He was at a big festival in Barcelona over the weekend. He's trying to get me to come play it next year.
Oasis legend Noel Gallagher there. And Harry Brook has overtaken Joe Root at the top of the ICC Test batting rankings. But will Brook captain England at the Oval next week? We're told Ben Stokes could retire following that post-curfew altercation in a nightclub.
You are listening to Drive on talkSPORT with me, Rory Jennings and Darren Bent. Still to come, we'll have some fun with the best of talkSPORT. A few moments ago, though, we brought you the second of today's No Googling questions. We asked, what is the longest gap in between a country winning the World Cup? Do you know the answer, Benty?
No.
The answer is Italy, and they had to wait 44 years. They won it in 1938, and they didn't win it again until 1982.
How many have they won? 3?
Yes.
Germans 4, Brazil 5.
Definitely Brazil 5.
So Italy 2006, 82.
Yes, 80. They won it in 82.
And then the one you just said there, the one, what was it? 1930.
They won it in 38 and 82, and then 06.
Yeah.
So they've won 3.
But they got beat in the final in 94.
They got beat, yeah, Roberto Baggio.
Yeah,
they did. Good knowledge. 44 years they had to wait. We know all about that pain. Now though, it's time for this.
It's Kieran Trippier. Oh, it's in! What a start for England!
Yes! It's a goal! It's a goal! It's goal!
A wonder goal from the wonder kids, Lamine Yamal.
It's a goal!
Boo! He scored twice in 2 minutes, and Kylian Mbappe has turned the World Cup final on his head.
Oh! Miles over the line!
Italy have won 4.
Tell them fools that Italy have won 4. Thank you very much for your text message, Marco. Tell them fools that Italy have won 4.
I'm trying to think of the 4th.
I'll research it.
Yeah, cool.
Right, now it's time for our new daily feature, World Cup Day, where we'll be taking a look at some of the latest stories ahead of the biggest show on earth, kicking off live on talkSPORT tomorrow. We're going to start with the Netherlands because they confirmed earlier this week that defender Jurrien Timber will miss the tournament through injury. Former Dutch striker Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank joined breakfast this morning and said it's a huge blow.
Big miss, big player for the Netherlands. He can play centre half, and he can play as a right back. He plays. We all know that he plays in England as a right back because football is a little bit different in England. I think with the national team, you can get away with a smaller centre half.
Yeah.
And I think he would have been playing with Van Dijk as a centre half. Hacker will take that over now, and Dumfries will play on the right. But he will be a big miss.
This is huge, isn't it? Look, Darren, you watch Timber every week, don't you?
Yeah.
This is massive for the Netherlands. They're going to miss him hugely.
Yeah, Arsenal missed him at the end of the season. I mean, the first part of the season, he was, oh my goodness, like, wow, top. And the fact that he's now missing, I'm gutted for him as well because his season, he definitely deserved it because he has been that good. And as Jimmy Floyd said there, he could play a number of positions, he can get forward, he could defend. And that's the biggest thing. He's one-to-one defending at times. He gets so tight to the wide men. Like, he doesn't give them a yard's piece. And I love that about defenders. He doesn't think, right, let him control it. Let him do what he wants, turn, and then I'll go and engage. The moment the ball's on his way to that wide player, he's up behind him. He's been brilliant.
Who do you think's a better player, Denzel Dumfries or Jurrien Timber?
Jurrien Timber.
So do you think Timber would have started?
I think so, yeah. But I'm a big fan of Dumfries.
Yeah.
I told you before I wanted Arsenal to sign him a couple of years back, but yeah, it's a big blow. That it is a massive blow. Timber not being there.
What do you reckon for the Dutch chances overall? Can you see the Netherlands doing well in this tournament?
Maybe, but we've said that before, haven't we? We've always said that before, that the Netherlands have got a good player, but good players in their squad, good European players that we've seen play, certainly in the Premier League and various different leagues. But again, I don't make them one of the favourites.
I think I agree with you. Right, we're going to move on now and talk about Spain, because for the first time ever, there isn't a single Real Madrid player in their World Cup squad this summer. Spanish football manager Pep Clotet joined breakfast this morning, and he was asked if that's actually quite refreshing for Spain fans.
England has done a fantastic job in the recent years down the youth to bring such a good players that I believe you will always have this discussion every World Cup and every Euros that someone's been left out who should be in, So it's not like this in Spain because the coach has chose a group of players working through the years based on the youth and based on the merit, not based on who they are or where they play or what they play, It's a little bit a different paradigm at this moment.
I tell you what, Bento, when you think about that Spain team that was just glorious, the team that won the Euros, the World Cup and the Euros again, they were essentially just a hybrid of Madrid and Barcelona, weren't they? They were sort of Madrid-Barcelona combined 11.
No, the last Euros weren't.
No, not then, but the glory era. The glory era where they won
of course, when you had like Ramos and all them boys, but they've come away from that. They have come away from that. And you look at the last Euros, I mean, it felt like Bilbao had a lot of players. You had Simon there, you had Nico Williams, obviously, of course, was at Bilbao. Fabian Ruiz was in there. Cucurella obviously played. I think Laporte was playing in Saudi.
Yeah.
So, Lemornand as well. They do, for whatever reason, they seem to have come away from that kind of Galactico type style. Of course, they still produce wonderful players like Lamine Yamal, and obviously Dani Carvajal was there. But it is surprising.
Yeah, really surprising to not have a Real Madrid player there.
Yeah, that does surprise me because I think Huijsen, I thought he would have had a chance. Obviously, he was at Bournemouth.
I think Dani Ceballos, just players like that, I would have assumed would have had a chance.
Yeah, but no, for whatever reason, they've opted against it. And maybe it's the ego thing. Maybe having one or two, is the way that he wants to go, but having so many as they were, as you said back then. But then when you look back then, you go Busquets, Iniesta, Xavi.
Yeah.
They have to play.
Yeah.
PK and Ramos, they have to play.
Yeah. I agree. It would be very interesting to see how this new look Spanish side does, but I've got a feeling that they could be genuine contenders to win it.
Yeah, of course. They're one of
really strong side.
They're one of my favourites.
Absolutely. Right, we're going to move on now and talk about England, because Thomas Tuchel spoke to the media last night and he gave an update on the fitness of Bukayo Saka.
We still have to take care a little bit about Bukayo, who had an injury in March camp and carried it through to, of course, into his club campaign, and was available and made himself available in the end of the season and did this brilliantly. But he was managed in between matches, and that continues a little bit at the very moment. So we're building him up and we're building him up. Noni is 100% available, Declan is 100% available, and Epps as well.
Do you know what? That Palace collab, the England night Palace collab is lovely. On their training, got the training gear and the tracksuits and that. Poof.
You like that one?
Yeah, well, I like Palace anyway.
Well,
I like the brand Palace.
When we had the England kit in here yesterday, it actually failed the test, didn't it? Compared to the Ghana kit.
You think?
Yeah.
Why?
The Ghana kit was far better than the England kit. I think the England kit's slightly flat at the moment.
What's usually different about it?
I don't know. It could have a little verve, couldn't it? It could have a little sprinkle of stardust. I think it's very basic.
Yeah, but all English shirts are mostly basic, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, but you can have a little bit of flair. You can have a little bit of flair to them.
What would you have
I don't know. But the kit that Brian Robson was so good in, that had, with the shoulders above, that was a lovely kit. England looked good in it. The one that we spoke about, Dennis Wise scoring against Turkey, that 1992 kit that was blue. I think we can have a little
you think they've gone safe?
A little ode to Savile Row in our England kit.
You think they've gone safe?
I think they've gone safe, exactly. But what do you think in terms of what Thomas Tuchel said there about Bukayo Saka? How much of a worry is it to hear that he is not fully fit?
Yeah, it's a worry, but that's what you got. That's what squad rotation's for. Obviously, if he's not 100% fit, then don't play him for obvious reasons.
And would you go like for like? Would you adjust the formation and pick perhaps a better player, or would you just go like for like and get Noni Madueke?
Well, I think Thomas Tuchel really likes Noni Madueke. I think he really trusts him. I think there was a period where Saka was out at the start of the season, and Noni played really well for England. Like I think Thomas Tuchel, there was a couple of games he had where it was really below par, and everyone was questioning him. The football was kind of boring, and people didn't like it. But Noni and Elliot Anderson were the two that were the shining lights. So he clearly likes him, and he even mentioned him there. He said, "Well, listen, Noni's 100% fit, so he'll be good to go." But yeah, you want to manage Saka's minutes, and even if he doesn't play that much, but England get out of the group, and then you introduce him a little bit more.
What do you think about Noni Madueke? Would he have made it into your England squad?
Probably not, no.
Yeah.
And at the start of the season, I would have said yes, but he's formed for Arsenal. You know what it was for Arsenal? He just became the nearly man a bit too much. Like he'd do something nice, go past the defender, and it'd be nearly a good cross. Or he'd do a bit of magic, go to shoot, and he'd nearly score.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It was always close, but it was never quite on the money. Do you know what I mean? But again, he's got an opportunity now. And it's opinions, right? Thomas Tuchel clearly really, really likes him. I probably might have gone Jared Bowen or taken Cole Palmer in that situation. But he's opted for Noni because he likes him and he trusts him.
Yeah, he likes him driving at the fullback, staying wide, getting.
That's one thing. He's always positive and he's always going at people. But as I said, for Arsenal towards the end of the season, it was just everything was nearly. Like, that was nearly good. That was. Do you know what I mean? I need a bit more than that.
I agree. You are listening to Drive on talkSPORT with myself, Rory Jennings and Darren Bent. Still to come, we're going to be joined by England World Cup winner Sir Geoff Hurst. Next, though, it's the best of talkSPORT.
Do you think FIFA could help the Iranian men's team a bit more than they've helped out like some of the delegates and the referees?
Well, it's remarkable to hear FIFA say that, given that in 2017, Gianni Infantino, during the first term of President Trump, after he imposed the seven country travel ban, he said, and I quote, "Teams who qualify for a World Cup need to have access to the country. Otherwise, there is no World Cup. That's obvious." We're now in the process of defining the bid requirements in the world. There are many countries who have bans, travel bans, visa requirements, and so on and so forth. It's obvious when it comes to FIFA competitions, any team, including the supporters and officials of that team who qualify for a World Cup, need to have access to the country. Otherwise, there is no World Cup. The requirements will be clear, and then each country can make up their decision whether they want to bid or not bid based on the requirements. Fast forward 8 years, and he said again, everyone will be welcome in Canada, Mexico, and the United States for the FIFA World Cup next year. There's a process to go through to get visas and so on. This process will be smooth. Well, that clearly is not true. None of that was true, and he was lying all along, because now we're in a situation where, the United States, the UK, Iran, Sweden, any country decides their policy when it comes to immigration. That's true. However, every country does not have a legal, moral, or divine right to host a World Cup. That is a privilege. And in order to host and keep that privilege, you have to fill certain requirements. It's clear that the United States, from 2017 till today, even back then when it was during the bidding process, had no intention to maintain, to keep these requirements. So this is all on FIFA. They're the ones who've been turning a blind eye to all of them.
Hello, I'm Matt Forden from talkSPORT. This is How to Win the World Cup.
This is the best squad I think England have ever had.
He used to love America, now he doesn't. It's very sad.
It was so important to succeed because of all the pressure we received.
Don't jump for this one, I'm going to knock his head off.
Warning, this podcast does not guarantee England will actually win anything.
Human nature?
No, it's not, but when I hear that, I always do that.
SWV or Michael Jackson?
Oh, come on, bro. What kind of question is that?
You are listening to Drive on talkSPORT with me, Rory Jennings and Darren Bent, in partnership with Giacomo. Get fresh looks and great brands from Giacomo. Still to come, we will be joined by 1966 World Cup winner Sir Geoff Hurst. But just quickly, we have some exciting news to share with you. With the World Cup kicking off tomorrow, talkSPORT and Meantime have teamed up to create a lager. It's called So Good Lager, which will be poured from all O'Neill's pubs and some of the best sports pubs across the UK. You can find your nearest pub by visiting talksport.com/so good. 18 plus, please drink responsibly. Now, with the World Cup starting tomorrow, we've been lucky enough to have been sent some of the shirts that we'll be seeing on show this summer. Today, we've got the USA shirt, thanks to our friends at Nike, and the Mexico kit, courtesy of the lovely people at Adidas. Right, let's have a look.
I'm telling you now, Mexico's winning.
You've got Mexico. It's loud. It's loud. It's shouty. I like the green.
It's the best kit we've had previewed so far. So basically, you've got the Mexican kit there, Adidas. The embroidery badge is like 3D, which is absolutely incredible. There's no slogan. There's a slogan on the back of the shirt. It says, I think, Somos Mexico. So
come on, Mexico, I think.
Yeah, but even the actual shirt's got the whole kind of badge in the middle with the animal on the crest, right in the middle of the shirt. The thick Adidas stripes as well on the side of the shirt. I mean, for me, this is the favourite kit. My favourite kit that we've previewed so far. It's absolutely beautiful. It's like a nice green as well. It's not like too much of a bright green where you go, ooh, it's a bit
I quite like it because it's very shouty. It's angry.
I
think
love
it's a great kit.
I love all the detail on the shirt as well. I love the material as well. When you sweat though, it can get a little bit heavy. This kind of it's not really a dry fit, is it?
Do you know Mexico have I think they're one of the only teams that play with 3 different colours. So different colour socks, different colour shorts, different colour.
Okay, nice. This one was made in Cambodia. So just for people out there that obviously from Cambodia, did a great job in the shirt. But yeah, really, really nice shirt.
Okay, I am modelling the USA. I quite like it. It was made in Thailand.
Was it?
It was made in Thailand.
Is that what it says?
It says the best of US.
Yeah, I like the little...
The best of US. I guess the best of us as well. It could kind of work both ways. It's quite a nice kit. Would you reckon?
No, I need more than that. You've just heard me detail this Wrexham shirt.
There's not enough going on here. You've got a lot to talk about.
For starters, you haven't even started with the colour of it.
Okay, well, it's kind of a hybrid.
That would help.
It's sort of like it's like hoops. It's like hoops of red and white.
Okay, come on.
What colour is
a
candy cane?
What colour is the Nike badge? And the
Nike badge is blue, so red, white, and blue. They've gone for the red, white, and blue. They've got a homage to the famous red, white, and blue of the flag in this kit. I don't feel like it gives very much away, though. I just think it's a fairly standard kit. I'm not the man for this conversation. I'm not at all fashionable, and I think anyone over the age of about 15 wearing a football kit is a weirdo.
Oh my! Here he goes. There he is.
So, like, I'm just not the man for this kit. Like, I can't really give this the love that it deserves.
Ricky toll-free. Samos Mexico, I appreciate that. Thank you. This shirt, he just explained what that means.
No, it means we are Mexico.
Thank you very much, Ricky. Toll-free. This shirt's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Now, I need you to kind of say it again. Any person over the age of 15 wearing a football shirt is what?
Well, you know.
No. I need you to say it again.
Yeah. Would you wear a football kit now?
Yeah, I'm wearing one tomorrow for the show.
Yeah, okay, because it's work.
I'm not wearing the full kit.
Do you wear it just like on the tube and that? Do you just head to work as if in a football kit, or would that be weird?
No, because it's unprofessional to wear a football shirt to work.
Exactly, I agree.
So you think anyone over the age of 15 is a weirdo?
I wouldn't. I don't understand why.
Don't back.
I'm not back down. I'm not back down.
Jack,
I'm trying to explain.
You got that lorry sound.
No. I'm not backing down. I'm not backing up on terms of the opinion. In terms of the opinion stands true.
Which is what?
When people wear football kits, unless they are professional footballers or children, it is a very weird choice of clothing. I've said that before.
You said they're weirdos.
Yeah, they're weirdos. It's very odd, isn't it? You know, like if you're married and you've got 3 kids and you just like all get dressed in your football kit, like playing fancy dress as you leave your house. I wouldn't do that. Also, I feel like it kind of sets you apart. If you want to be what you think you're making yourself part of, it actually makes you not part of that culture.
Well, now listen, I really love the kits. I like World Cup though.
Yeah.
World Cup fever. I don't mind grown men wearing the football shirts, the England shirt or Brazil shirt, Mexican shirts for the World Cup. That's different.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
I'm just not sure I agree with you. I'm just not sure.
Anyone who wears a shirt over the age of 15 is a weirdo.
Listen, I've bought
Rory Jennings.
I've bought the New England kit for my 7-year-old. She is welcome to wear it.
You can wear it
to her heart's
fit you, huh?
It would fit me in terms of height, not necessarily in terms of width. But anyway, now it's time for this.
This Mexican shirt's mine, bro. Yeah, no.
This is the best of talkSPORT and Friends, where we run you through some of the recent highlight moments from across talkSPORT and our sister stations. We're going to kick things off with last night's sports bar. The World Cup is just 1 day away, so Cundy and O'Hara put their animal 11 forward.
In goal, we've got the Japanese panda. He's a big lump, fan favourite. Right back, we've got the Uzbekistan white wolf. Sniffs out danger, don't want to go 1v1. At the back, we've got the Spanish bull, speaks for itself. We've got the Canadian beaver, because it plugs holes. We've got the kangaroo, left back, good leap, good from corners. On the right wing, we've got the Egyptian goose, quick, aggressive, up for a fight. In the middle of the park, we've got the Moroccan honey badger. Wow, that is an aggressive... It is.
Yeah, you don't want to go toe-to-toe.
You don't want to be going against the honey badger. Alongside him, the Scottish terrier. Another absolute dog in there, snapping ankles. Left wing, we've got the USA Falcon. Quick, ruthless, does everything you want from your left winger. And then up front, Crouch and Defoe, we've got the South African giraffe, and we've got the fox in the box from England.
Do you know what? I don't really like to quote Andy, but playing the whole show? How long was that?
I'll tell you where they've missed an open goal. The best animal goalkeeper would be an octopus, surely.
Yeah.
If you're picking what animal is going to be the best in what position, you've got to have a cheetah up front.
Yeah.
And an octopus in goal, surely.
Is there water in the?
No.
Okay.
No,
So.
they can live outside water though, a bit, can't they? I don't know. A reminder that the boys are back on.
Oh,
the
no
sports
questions
bar.
though. Just okay. Yeah. Fine.
Mate, I thought we were pressed for time. You were moaning about how much of the show we played.
Guys, do what he wants.
Mate, I'm trying to keep you happy. I thought you were annoyed that they were taking over the show. I thought we'd just fly on. The Sports Bar is back from 10 p.m. tonight, and they will be taking your calls.
Now, earlier on the show, we spoke to the Scottish correspondent Shabana Hearn. Here she is in a weekend breakfast sharing some interesting news.
I've got an email. Somebody's trying to log into my OnlyFans account.
Oh.
And I don't know what to be more worried about. The fact that I've got an OnlyFans account that I didn't know about, or the fact that somebody's trying to hack it.
I don't know what to say to that.
But I don't have an OnlyFans account, but why have I got an email that's set up?
I thought you would have.
Yeah, that'd get the ratings up.
How much would people pay for a Rory Jennings OnlyFans?
Nothing. Nobody would ever want that. That's the worst thing that could ever happen to the world. I mean, I think OnlyFans as a concept is the worst thing that's ever happened to the world.
Have you ever been hacked?
No, not probably. Only like emails and that, but no, not probably. Thank God.
Other than a house and a car, what's the most expensive thing you've ever bought?
Nothing. I don't know. Wedding ring.
Okay, nice. Yeah.
Wedding ring. What about you?
It's not my question. Weekend breakfast is back at 6 a.m. this Saturday. Big Tony Cascarino will be alongside Max Scott.
And let's finish with this off the breakfast show. Here's some expert pronunciation from our European football expert, Gabby Agbon-Lahore.
Romario, Di Baggio missing the penalty in the final.
Yeah.
Big pressure.
Baggio, not Di Baggio.
Roberto Di Baggio.
No, Roberto Baggio.
Di Baggio.
No, there's no D.
There is, mate. You got to add it in. You got to add it in, Andy.
No, there's definitely no D.
Do you know where I think he's got muddled up there? There was a Dino Baggio, wasn't there?
Yeah,
it was a Dino Baggio.
Yeah, Roberto Baggio.
Yeah, it's Roberto Baggio or Dino Baggio, not Roberto Di Baggio.
Trust me.
Love that. Absolutely love it. Is there a word that you can just never pronounce?
Yes, there'll be loads. Ask, I always get ask wrong, or ask, I always get that bit wrong. That's probably the one.
Yeah, I love it. You know, if you're talking about like footballers like Roberto Baggio,
yeah.
What footballer from the 90s, apart from Dennis Wise, because that one's a given,
yeah.
What footballer from the 90s doesn't get anywhere near the love that they deserve?
People like George Weah, Christian Vieri. Oh my good striker. Even, you know what? Even Batistuta.
Yeah.
Don't get the love he deserves.
Yeah, I think you're right. Great shouts there. Loads and loads of great shouts. Right, Gabby returns to the breakfast show at 6 a.m. tomorrow alongside Andy Goldstein. And of course, you can find all our shows on the talkSPORT app, where you can swipe between talkSPORT and talkSPORT 2 and all of our sister stations.
Talk to you about Harry Kane. Is he the best player in the world right now? Is he a serious Ballon d'Or contender? How highly do you rate him?
He's the best out-and-out striker at the moment in the world, yes. Understands his qualities, understand how he wants to play the game with dropping in at time. Even though I would want to see him more up there.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's super calm in the box, always in control, knowing where the net is, knowing where the space is, knowing where the goalkeeper. As a striker, you watch a lot of the game to the corners of your eyes all the time, and it's just one of those things, you know. He's always in control. And that is
obviously
such an important thing.
We've watched him his whole career, fantastic finisher. But you've seen him close in training. How good is he at finishing?
Yeah, very good. He gets annoyed when he misses a chance. but he's very, very, very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good.
Both feet, everything.
Both feet, heading. Still does a lot of his penalties. A lot in an empty goal.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot in.
I can score in front of empty goals. Sometimes.
That's why he's doing it.
Sometimes,
That's
yeah.
why he's doing it.
A quick word about
Again, the feeling, you know.
Yes.
A quick word about Harry Maguire. Reportedly livid. Understandably, that it wasn't picked. What do you make of that? Right or wrong decision? Firstly,
Knowing what I know, knowing him, knowing Maguire.
Ben Stokes and Gus Atkinson have both been dropped for England's second test against New Zealand at the Oval. It follows their nightclub altercation in the early hours of Monday morning that broke the team's midnight curfew. Joe Root will step in as interim captain rather than vice-captain Harry Brook. Jofra Archer and Jordan Cox have also both been added to the squad. But will Stokes step down as England captain permanently? Double Ashes winner Steve Harmison is not buying it.
He's given up a hell of a lot, as in the IPL, the white ball England cricket team, franchise cricket, to be the England captain. I'd be amazed if he gives it up.
Well, Harmy has joined former captain Michael Vaughan in backing Stokes to stay. He also says those who want the skipper out have an ulterior motive.
I think there's a lot of overreaction to what's been happening, because I think there's a lot of people want to have a go at this England cricket team because of what happened, their poor performance, their arrogance at times.
Elsewhere, Everton have to pay Burnley about £40 million following a landmark legal dispute. It relates to Everton's breach of profit and sustainability rules. It happened during the 2021-22 season when Burnley were relegated by just 3 points. The Toffees were punished with a 6-point deduction 2 seasons later. Now, as Thomas Tuchel warns Bukayo Saka is the only England player not 100% fit, Alan Pardew has told talkSPORT that recovering from an Achilles problem is seriously tricky.
That hangs around. It's very irritable. You always feel like you can't quite push off. So if that's where I assume Saka is, it's not a great injury and it's not going to clear up in the next 2 or 3 weeks.
Meanwhile, Jude Bellingham continues to dominate the conversation.
There's that question mark. Is he a team player? Is he not a team player? Is he in it for himself a little bit more so than others?
But Bellingham's former coach at Birmingham, Pep Clotet, says there's no problem with Jude's attitude.
He's always been very professional. He's always been very, very serious about his job, about his teammates, about his team, about the badge.
Plenty more, as always, at talksport.com.
To Drive on talkSPORT with me, Rory Jennings and Darren Bent. Still to come, we'll be discussing some of the latest transfer rumours doing the rounds, but now the World Cup gets underway tomorrow with every single game live on the talkSPORT network. And who better to look ahead to it all with than 1966 winner with England and one of just 2 men to have scored a hat-trick in a World Cup final, Sir Geoff Hurst. He joins us now. Good evening, Sir Geoff.
Hello, good evening. Hello, Darren.
How you doing? You okay?
Absolutely average. I'm okay, thanks. I'm fine.
Oh, thank you so much for joining us today, Sir Geoff. You're headlining a special event at the Emirates today. Could you tell us a bit more about that?
Yes, of course. It's a fantastic charity called Right to Play, and it gives the opportunities for kids who don't have an opportunity all over the world, the right to play. There's wars, there's conflict, there's famines, and the thing that you expect, and I've got grandchildren, the thing you expect every young kid to be able to do is to play. And that's swimming, or as my youngster does, or theatre, drama, my 17-year-old does. And these things are being deprived of millions of kids all over the world the opportunity to do it, which I fully understand is a basic an important thing for young kids growing up, the ability to form associations with other children. I still remember the kids I grew up with in the under 11 team. So it's absolutely vitally important. It's an absolutely fantastic charity. The right to play for kids all over the world to lead a normal life, schools and play, no conflict and famine and everything else. So it's a fantastic charity.
Sounds absolutely superb. And I think the event also celebrates 60 years since your England side, of course, won the World Cup. First of all,
thanks for reminding me of that, Darren.
Also, can you believe it has been 60 years? But also, did you ever think that we'd still be talking about when are England going to win something again?
You're spot on. I think it's quite unbelievable. As a major nation, we haven't won the World Cup in 60 years. I think probably when we won it, I think many people felt at the time, players and possibly fans, that this would be happening, once or twice. So it is a remarkable. We're a major footballing nation. We're third or fourth favourites this time, and it is remarkable the fact we haven't won it. And certainly, I don't think I'll be sitting here talking to you today had we won it once or twice and a few years later.
How confident are you going into this World Cup with a manager like Thomas Tuchel, Sir Jeff?
Well, I'm a confident person and a positive person. You have to be, I think, to be a success in your life, especially in football. So I'm very positive about the national team. I put it this way: I'd be bitterly disappointed, as would the whole country, if we didn't get at the very least to the semi-finals. Anything less than that, I think, you could be classified as a disaster. And when you get beyond that, you're playing the best 3 or 4 countries in the world, and of course, then anything can happen. So I say I'm positive. One or two negative people who don't think we can do well, and I haven't got much time for them. I just think we can do very well. We've got some fantastic players, some world-class players, and there's absolutely no reason. One interesting fact, I'm not sure whether you're aware of it, being in the media, I was sent a fact the other day, only 2 or 3 days ago. No country has won the World Cup since 1930 with a foreign manager. Were you aware of that?
We did speak about that yesterday, and we asked the question.
Well done.
We asked the question as to why, but when you look at this England team, Sir Jeff, they've got to 2 Euros final and haven't managed to get it over the line yet. You obviously got to your final, played a big part in it, scored a hat-trick. Of course, we all know that. What was it about that team that you played in, and how were you managing to get over the line, as opposed to what we've seen in the last 2 Euro finals for this group of players?
Well, I think what we had, without being out, and let's be fair, those two, where they got to the semi-final and the final, are fantastic under Gareth. But I think the big thing, that we had some world-class players of any era: the Bobby Moores, Gordon Banks, Bobby Charlton, Jimmy Greaves, who didn't play in the final. Some greats of any era. But also, alongside that, we have some very tough, hard-nosed professional players. And the togetherness, and that's such an important aspect. The team, the togetherness is fundamentally, I think, one of the most important aspects. And I've spoken to foreign players of countries that have won the World Cup, and without prompting them, they also touch on that themselves, on one of the reasons they won the World Cup. And I feel very strongly that's one of the most important aspects. And during the game itself, it went against us for a bit, but never to 1 second during the game did any of the individuals or our team felt that things were going against us or we fell over. And some teams we've seen in the past lose a goal down, or somebody scores a dodgy goal, then they tend to lose it, but not for 1 second playing with that wonderful bunch of players. And we didn't just play together for the World Cup and that time, those 5 or 6 years for me. We were together probably 10 years afterwards. We played golf together. A wife joined us for a couple of days, went shopping. So that togetherness did last. It wasn't just that it was so strong and so powerful. It lasted for another 10 years whilst most of us are still around.
Absolutely amazing. So, Jeff, can I ask you mentioned some icons there, some true greats of the eras, regardless of era, as you just mentioned. Where do you think Harry Kane, who I believe is England's talisman going into this tournament, how highly do you rate him, and where do you think he ranks in the pantheon of England greats?
Where do you think I rate him? He is an absolutely fantastic player, brilliantly Spurs, and what he's done in Germany is just absolutely unbelievable, going to a foreign country and still performing at the highest level. And of course, he's got 70-odd goals for the national side, so he is fantastic. So that's one of the reasons we have got some of the best players in the world, and there's absolutely no reason why we can't be successful. So I do hope we win it, and Harry Kane gets 2.
I love that. Absolutely brilliant. Sir Jeff, it's an honour to speak to you. Thank you so much. Remember that Sir Jeff joined us from a special World Cup celebration event at the Emirates Stadium, which is supporting Right to Play's work, helping vulnerable children around the world through the power of sport and play. Sir Jeff, it really was an honour. Thank you so much for finding the time.
Pleasure. Thank you. Nice talking to you.
Thanks, Jeff.
Cheers. All the best.
Icon. Darren.
Do you know what?
Icon.
When you speak to people like, obviously, for Jeff, and I know certainly a lot of the members of that 66 side sadly were no longer with us. Jeff sitting there, it almost feels like he's a mythical character. You know, that people that you talk about these players.
Yeah.
Like, listen, he won the World Cup in '66. They almost don't seem real.
It's. I think that we often overuse the word, but that there was a legend.
Yeah,
like a genuine legend.
Like he's done something that a very few select have ever done. Certainly in this country.
Yeah.
And so when you're talking there, and he still looks great, by the way. Absolutely, still looks fantastic. I mean, when World Cup fever comes around, he must just be like,
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. No, it's a real honour to speak to Sir Jeff. Right, though, we do have some breaking news for you now on talkSPORT. Ipswich Town have announced that Kieran McKenna will step down as manager after 4 full seasons at the club, securing 3 promotions. Their statement reads, Kieran has made the decision to step away from football management and dedicate time to his family, having been at the forefront of one of the most successful eras in the club history. McKenna himself said, it's with a mixture of gratitude, pride, sadness and contentment that I've decided to step down from the honour of managing this historic football club. He goes on to say, after giving so much to the role over the previous 5 seasons, I now look forward to taking a break from management and dedicating some time to my family, who have been with me every step of my career so far. This really is huge news. Our producer is an Ipswich fan. He is heartbroken. Benty, you're the perfect man to speak to about this. You are an Ipswich Town Hall of Famer. You've spent a lot of time with Kieran McKenna. What's your instant reaction to all this news?
Yeah, first and foremost, listen, I wish him all the best. I mean, he's had 4 incredible years. I mean, I remember the year when he first got there. I want to say that he got there kind of midway through the season. The end of the season, like the results that he strung together, like nearly got Ipswich to the playoffs. You went, oh, okay, can he continue that next season? And he did that. What he's done for Ipswich Town has been absolutely fantastic. And yeah, you hope that everything's okay. You hope that when he does come back to football, I mean, I'd love him to come back to town, but I'm not sure that's going to happen. But listen, he's left his legacy. I mean, Ipswich Town for me should be playing the Premier League year in, year out. They spent such a long time out of it. He was responsible for them getting themselves back to the promised land, which was the Premier League. And I got it, but listen, I wish him all the best. I'll drop him a little message to make sure that he's okay and that. But yes, I'm gutted. For Ipswich Town, I'm gutted because you almost knew what you were getting with Kieran. Yes, the challenge this season would have been to stay in the Premier League again, which didn't happen last time. But I think he would have learnt so much from his last campaign in the Premier League that they would have been better suited going into this campaign. But it wasn't meant to be. But listen, you still look back at the memories of what he's done at Ipswich Town, getting the supporters on side, Portmore bouncing again. Yeah, he will be missed. He'll be massive.
Yeah. I mean, at one point, it did look like Kieran McKenna might be off to Fulham. But judging by the statement that we've just read out there, it doesn't look like that can be the case. It seems like he wants to take a break from football and spend time with his family. And you certainly can't blame him for that. Football is an arduous game, isn't it?
A what game?
Arduous.
Yeah, no, yeah. He's, no, yeah, of course I get it. It's a stressful job. And he wants to spend time with his family. Certainly in that job, when you're a manager or a coach, you do spend so much time, a lot more time than a player, away from your family. So if that's what he wants to do, then of course he's earned that right. He's earned that respect. But I'm sure when he comes back, he'll have many a suitor because I've told you already, he is.
You rate him very highly.
Yeah, his attention to detail and the way he sees the game and the way he sets the teams up. I mean, you look at Ipswich's record in that. I know in the Premier League it wasn't great, but you look at their record in the Championship and certainly the when they got promoted to the Premier League the first time, mate, the goals that they scored, the goals they conceded, the football they were playing, it was outstanding. So yeah, hopefully when he does come back, he'll go back to a job and a club that really appreciate what they've got.
How detrimental do you think this is to Ipswich Town in terms of their ambition for next season? They've got a huge season ahead. How damaging is this news?
Well, yeah, of course, because you're losing, listen, a fantastic coach and a manager, and not only that, a great person, but Ipswich is a big job, by the way. There'll be, I know managers out there. I've had conversations with managers out there. I've worked with them, and they've said, do you know what? They're waiting for a club like Ipswich, that type of job to come up because they'll be in the mix for it. So the fact that now that's free, there's going to have a whole host of agents calling that football club going, do you know what? Remember, it's a Premier League job now, which is the mad thing. They're going into the Premier League and he's gone, do you know what? Enough's
it's amazing
enough.
that he's walking away.
So there's now a Premier League job free.
Yeah.
So someone will be there. The agents right now will be ringing Mark Ashton going, my manager could do that. But as long as they get the right appointment, like I would like to see someone like Gary O'Neill. I really like Gaz. I think he's, again, working with him on Sky, seeing the way that he sees the game, the way he speaks about football. I think he'd be... And I know he's got more experience probably than Kieran potentially, but they seem like similar type profiles in terms of the way they want to manage the football they want to play. So I think probably Gary would be my first choice, I'd say.
Gary O'Neill, your first choice. It really is huge news, and we will keep you across it all here on talkSPORT. This is Drive on talkSPORT with me, Rory Jennings, and Ipswich Town Hall of Famer Darren Bent. The breaking news, in case you just missed it, Ipswich Town have announced that Kieran McKenna will step down as manager after 4 full seasons at the club, securing 3 promotions. What a record that is. Ipswich fans, give us a ring, 03717 223344. We really do want to hear how you feel about this. Kieran McKenna will not be your manager in the Premier League next season.
Noel, are you worried about next season under Maresca?
No. You should be worried, mate, because I believe you want to bet on United finish higher than the
There's a chance, a small
There's
chance.
not a chance. No, you didn't say that the other day on the radio.
Why is there not a chance?
Because there isn't, because we've got better players and a better coach.
Look at what you've lost, though. Bernardo Silva, Stones, you've lost Pep Guardiola.
Yeah, but there'll be a few coming in. Don't you worry about that.
Is that it,
Yeah.
Gav? You said to me, so I'm going to give Noel what for, and that's it.
Your friend's on, is he? Oh, friend.
Well, just wait.
Well,
But
mate, if you
they
want- if you
only
want-
finished
listen,
7 points behind you as well, remember?
Listen, don't you worry about that, mate. If you're that confident, I'll bet you 500 quid that City finish above United, right?
I'm not a Man United guy either.
And if you lose, you've got to be my butler for a week.
I'll bet you 500. That's it.
No.
Not a butler.
Take the bet. Take the
No,
bet.
Not a butler. No.
You be my butler for a week.
No, I'll bet you 500 though.
500 quid's more than
500
your
quid's
week's wages, isn't it? Hey?
That's a show fee for us, mate.
I'll bet you 500 quid. When City finish above United, I'll come into talkSPORT and I'll take it off you.
All right then. Fair.
Yeah, is that on? Is
Yeah,
that a
it's
bet?
on. It's a bet. Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I'll go and get the money off the Man United fans in the studio.
Yeah, to go back to the thing, we've lost legends, Bernardo
Yes.
and John Stones and Guardiola. But I think we're in a better place to be equipped to deal with it. And if there's one thing that makes me feel better about it, it's the chairman is now the most important man at the club, and they barely make a wrong move at City. That you can count.
Hello, I'm Matt Forden from talkSPORT. This is How to Win the World Cup.
This is the best squad I think England have ever had.
He used to love America, now he doesn't. It's very sad.
It was so important to succeed because of all the pressure we received.
Don't jump for this one. I'm going to knock his head off.
Warning, this podcast does not guarantee England will actually win anything.
You're listening to Drive on talkSPORT, myself, Darren Bent, and Rory Jennings.
In partnership with Giacomo, style and brands for every man. Still to come, we'll be discussing some of the latest transfer rumours doing the rounds. But just quickly, Everton have been told that they must pay Burnley 35 million quid over the impact of breaches of their Premier League financial rules. In cricket, Ben Stokes and Gus Atkinson have been dropped from England's side for the second test against New Zealand. And Burnley are due around 35 million with interest on top, and it comes after Everton were deducted 10 points for a PSR breach in 2023. With more, here's talkSPORT's Tom Clayton.
It relates to a breach in season 21-22. Everton were adjudged to have broken financial rules that season, and 2 years later were handed a 10-point deduction that was eventually reduced. Burnley's argument was that if that reduction was applied for the season in which the breach had taken place, they would have avoided relegation that year. They were sent down on the final day, losing out on goal difference to Everton. Here's football finance expert Kieran Maguire to break down the numbers.
I think Burnley are claiming that they lost around about 51, 52 million pounds. Looking at the settlement, I think the Commission have halved that to around about 25, 26 million. And then there's interest, which has been accruing since 2022.
Maguire also says this raises an important question for future cases, with half an eye on Chelsea and Man City.
Should we have to go and revise the Premier League table retrospectively in terms of how the prize money is allocated, how Champions League prize money would be therefore available to a club that perhaps finished fourth, that might have otherwise finished fourth in the Premier League, and so on?
Everton say the punishment is disproportionate and argue that the PSR breach back then was stadium related and not based on what happened on the pitch. Everton have confirmed they will appeal.
Now, Simon Jordan will, of course, have a lot to say about that story, and you can hear him in a new time slot from tomorrow. He'll be with you every afternoon from 1 p.m. alongside Jim White from their state-of-the-art studio in New York. And we're delighted to say that Jim joins us now in New York City from that very studio. Good evening, Jim.
Rory, hi to you. Hi to you, Darren. Welcome along. I have to tell you, this is breathtaking, guys. What a base talkSPORT has got themselves here. I'm on the 50th floor of the World Trade Center, right in the heart of the Big Apple. The Hudson behind me, the Statue of Liberty is right along there. I'm looking right at it. It's incredible. And as you say, Rory, we will be coming live every weekday, 1 to 4 in the afternoon for you lot back in the UK, 8 to 11 for myself and Simon stateside. So it's an early rise for us, whether we like it or not. But we do like it. We like this place a lot. It is absolutely superb. And I have to tell you guys, we haven't even been here for 24 hours, but already fans are arriving in New York, in the USA, from all parts of the world. Some Scotland fans wandering about out there this lunchtime in 28-degree heat. I cannot imagine what it's going to be like to play in that come Sunday. In fact, I shall be wearing this jersey, this very jersey, Rory and Darren, on Sunday when Scotland open their World Cup account against Haiti. Your time, 2 a.m. Sunday morning. Remember, it's a bank holiday in Scotland on the Monday, and I hope it's a bank holiday for all the right reasons following a Scotland win. England-Croatia gets underway next Wednesday, all of 1,400 miles from us here in New York. But we are loving this, and we haven't even been here for 24 hours.
Jim, I've got a reaction. You said there all the fans are flooding in from all over the world. Has New York now finally captured World Cup fever?
It's a great question, Darren. I wouldn't say it's captured it yet. It's going to be some time before we can truly say it's captured it. But it is building. Of that, there is no doubt. It is building. It's all about the Knicks here in New York tonight. All eyes on that. But we'll see what happens with them. And then the big show. The big show really does get underway. And we're looking forward to it immensely. I think the great and the good in the world of football are coming from everywhere to be a part of this. Later on today, not that I'm suggesting he's the great and the good, he's a controversial figure. The man at the top of FIFA, Gianni Infantino, will be speaking in Mexico. We'll be tuned in for that, and we want to hear what he's got to say for himself, because all sorts of off-field stories making the news here, Darren. Visa issues for Iranian fans, no Iranian travelling fans. That is a big bone of contention, as you might imagine, with them. And the Somalian referee referee Omar Artan being denied entry. So that is making news here, and it's beginning to rumble, Darren. Of that, there is no doubt. The World Cup, the biggest show on earth, arguably, besides the Olympics, is in town, is in the USA, and it's going to make headline news both on the field and off it. Of that, there is no doubt.
Amazing. Thank you so much there, Jim White. And remember, he is back tomorrow with Simon Jordan in their new time slot. It's from 1 p.m. From 1 p.m. tomorrow, that is a new time slot during the World Cup for White and Jordan.
Do you know what? I'm hoping Jim is going to the Knicks tonight because they are in obviously the playoffs, the finals.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping, man, you've got to get a ticket for that.
Yeah.
Madison Square Garden, you have to go.
That'd be big. Will definitely be big. Right, now we've got to talk about the breaking news from a few moments ago in case you've missed it. Ipswich Town have announced that Kieran McKenna will step down as manager after 4 full seasons at the club, securing 3 promotions. Their statement reads, Kieran has made the decision to step away from football management and dedicate time to his family, having been at the forefront of one of the most successful eras in the club's history. McKenna himself said, it's with a mixture of gratitude, pride, sadness and contentment that I've decided to step down from the honour of managing this historic football club. He goes on to say, after giving so much to the role over 5 previous seasons, I now look forward to taking a break from management and dedicating some time to my family, who have been with me every step of my career so far. We're going to go straight to the phone lines. Remember, you can have your say. 03717 223344. Phil, the Ipswich fan, is live. Phil, this is terrible news for you, isn't it? How are you feeling?
I'm absolutely gutted, Rory. Really gutted. You know, when I saw the news literally just a few moments ago that he wouldn't be joining Fulham, within a minute, you know, I'd heard the news from a friend that he's leaving town, and my jaw just hit the floor. I don't know. I mean, so this is absolute bombshell for me. But I suppose after 4 or 5 years in a job where he's expected to perform, and, you know, he's done wonderful things for the club. You know, 3 promotions within 4 seasons is absolutely magnificent. And I think maybe the pressure, you know, of the last few games of the season just gone probably just took its toll on him.
Phil, who do you want to see come in next?
Sorry? I don't know. I mean, I tell you who I don't want. I certainly do not want Sean Dyche or Scott Parker. Two managers that I absolutely do not want to see in the Ipswich dugout. It was a great call from you, Benty, about Gary O'Neill. That would be a good pick for me. You know, off the top of my head, I think maybe Gary O'Neill is probably a name that, you know, stands out. You know, Thomas Frank has said that he's not coming back into management straight away. I don't think Amorim would even consider a club like us. You know, we're probably not big enough for him.
But Gary O'Neill, your front runner there, Phil. It sounds like Gary O'Neill's getting a lot of love.
Yeah,
People like your shout there.
Yeah, it just feels like the right. And again, I've been there. I've worked with him. Like, I've always talked about certain guys. I've worked with Keith Andrews. I've worked with Liam Rossini. The way these guys see football in terms of tactically, I know it didn't maybe go as well at Chelsea, but the step up was just too quick, wrong place, wrong time, right? I put Gary O'Neill in that situation. The way they tactically they see things, the pictures that they paint. Yeah, I think he'd be a great appointment.
I'll tell you what, Darren, we're going to go straight back to the phone lines now. We're going to speak to Benjamin, who is also an Ipswich fan. How are you feeling, Benjamin?
Yeah, I'm absolutely gutted. I mean, I'm 27, and before Kieran McKenna came in, I literally experienced no success at all, because I literally grew up under the Marcus Evans era of Ipswich Town. So I think before Kieran McKenna came in, the most successful period I've seen as a fan was the 2014 playoff season under Mick McCarthy, who I thought did an absolutely brilliant job back then, given the limited budget. Then we got relegated to League One, spent 4 seasons in League One as well, going through managers like Paul Hurst, like Paul Lambert, Paul Kirk, a lot of Pauls in there actually. And when Game Changer came in, because we have to give a lot of credit to our new owners as well. Well, they're not new anymore. They've been there for about 4 years, I think, because they brought in Kieran McKenna. And since then, I've been living in absolute dreamland. He's responsible. Kieran McKenna is responsible for club legends like Sam Morsey, Wes Burns, among others, and I'm speechless.
Who do you want next, Benjamin? There's been a lot of talk about Gary O'Neill. Darren Bent is certainly in favour. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I think Gary O'Neill would be a really good manager because he's got plenty of experience and he's been in a similar position with Wolves before where he's been at a club near the bottom. I know he didn't keep them up, but yeah. And at the moment, I'm not too sure who can come in because I haven't looked at the job market properly. Sean Dyche, I wouldn't actually mind him because, you know, he's got a really good track record of keeping...
Do you know what the problem, Benjamin? Do you know what the problem is, right? Is that it's one of them where I understand why supporters are a little bit with the Sean Dyche, and it's fair. He does get kind of tarnished with that kind of football that people don't want to watch. Now, listen, he's brilliant in this scenario in terms of trying to keep teams in the league, but I think teams want to come away from that. I think owners want to come away from that.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. Now, still to come, we'll be crossing to the States once again to speak to Adrian Durham ahead of England against Costa Rica live on talkSPORT. But first, it's time for No Googling. Since 1966, only 2 players have assisted 2 goals in a World Cup final. Since 1966, only 2 players have assisted 2 goals in a World Cup final. We want to know, can you name them?
What about the fact he's not taken Palmer or Foden? Would you have taken one or both?
Look, I'm biased, am I? Everybody knows that I love Cole Palmer to bits. You know, with Phil Foden, it's a little bit. I think he's a magnificent player, but he has to have the players around him to play really for him to be able for him to produce what he's producing at Man City. So you're always going to search a little bit more for Phil Foden to get the best out of Phil Foden, you know? So, but Cole Palmer, I would have taken him, but I do understand why Tuchel hasn't taken him because he hasn't had the best season he could have had.
How important is that, though, that players that go to tournaments, you went to the 1998 World Cup, that you're going into a tournament in form?
Yeah, I had a magnificent year in 98. I didn't expect to go, but I went because I had a magnificent year. Look, Cole Palmer, I know he can turn up and be decisive. But then I think he hasn't done it for England the whole year. He's been unlucky when he came to England with injuries and all that kind of stuff. He's had a lot of football in a very small amount of time, and his body is just in bits. So
Thomas Tuchel has revealed Bukayo Saka is not fully fit as he's struggling with an Achilles problem, and Gabby Agbonlahor reckons the German should make a last-minute squad change.
Look at the players we're leaving back at home: Foden, Bowen, Palmer. We've got too much talent on the wings to have a player who can't train every day, can't really get through 90 minutes.
But England coach at Euro 2024, Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank, would keep Saka in the squad.
He always turns up in big matches. He takes responsibility. He has got the experience now. He's a penalty taker.
Elsewhere, Man United have confirmed Casemiro, Jadon Sancho and Tyrell Malacia have all left the club. Meanwhile, we understand Barca will not pay the £26 million required to sign Marcus Rashford. That clause expires on Monday. Now, how's Pep Guardiola enjoying his first break in 14 years?
He sounds 5 years younger already. he's got his suntan back, so he's living the dream. He was at a big festival in Barcelona over the weekend. He's trying to get me to come play it next year.
Oasis legend Noel Gallagher there. And Harry Brook has overtaken Joe Root at the top of the ICC Test batting rankings, but will Brook captain England at the Oval next week? We're told Ben Stokes could retire following that post-curfew altercation in a nightclub.
Tears come streaming down your face when you lose something.
Jack, you're better than that. You know what I mean? We're mourning over here, me and Joe. And you're playing these tracks, man.
You're listening to Drive on talkSPORT with me, Rory Jennings and Darren Bent. Now, a few moments ago, we brought you the final no Googling of this evening. We asked, since 1966, only 2 players have assisted 2 goals in a World Cup final. We want to know, without Googling, can you name them?
I've got them, didn't I?
You got them. You got them with a little bit of assistance, but you got them.
Bobby Moore.
Bobby Moore.
I always remember the last one for Jeff Hurst, man, because most defenders would have just blasted it. Man, just brought it down a little clip pass, man.
Bobby Moore in 1966, and in 1970, the answer was?
Pele would have got that.
You would have?
Because one of them is a simple assist, but it's probably one of the most, I think it's probably the most iconic World Cup goal ever.
Yeah, well, it sums up. You know when people talk about like the quality of that Brazil 1970 team, that's the goal, isn't it?
Yeah.
Think about that goal.
Where it goes from like the map passes and it goes to Pele and just says that Carlos Alberto, and as he hits it, as a little bobble, then it just pops up a little bit and you just go bang.
Yeah, beautiful.
You know when you watch old World Cup footage like that, that feels like World Cup. Do you know what I mean? Even the grainy kind of picture in that.
Yeah, it certainly adds a romanticism to it, and that's why international knockout tournament football is so beautiful. And it starts tomorrow, Darren.
Can't wait.
Absolutely buzzing. Now, following us from 7 p.m. tonight, Adrian Durham hosts live commentary of England's final World Cup warm-up game against Costa Rica. And would you believe it? The wonderful Adrian Durham joins us live from Orlando to look ahead to it all now. Good evening, Adrian.
Rory, Darren, good evening. It's good afternoon here, where it is coming up to 20-2. It is absolutely hammering it down.
Is that noise rain? Yeah, it is rain, because he sent me a picture.
Yeah,
hey, this picture you've just sent me, and it says, inclement weather. Please, what does it say? Please seek shelter.
Yeah, I mean that's on the big screen in the stadium here in Orlando, where England are due to play Costa Rica. I mean they do things bigger and better in America, and the rain is a lot bigger and much worse than we see regularly in the UK. It's incredible. There are actually tall buildings beyond the stand opposite me in this stadium. Can't see them because it's so dark. And like I say, it's 20-2 in the afternoon here, but it's virtually night time because the clouds are so thick and heavy. Just had a lightning bolt overhead. Now, this is serious because if you get into the tournament and there's a thunder, you could have heard that.
I heard it. We heard it, Adrian.
You get into the tournament and then players will come off. It says, please seek shelter. Basically, that means get off the pitch. That would include players if the game was ongoing. And they have a half-hour clock where you're not allowed back on the pitch for half an hour. There's actually standing water on the pitch in front of me here. Part of the roof is leaking in front of us as well. The rain is absolutely torrential and relentless.
What does this mean for the game tonight, Adrian?
Well, it means we're a couple of hours, 2 hours, 20 minutes away from kickoff. So we've got a lot of time for it to reset. We've had a close look at the forecast, and this passes, but I mean, right now it doesn't feel like it's going to pass, but things can change in an instant in the States, especially in Florida. So hopefully it will pass. The storms will stop and we could get the game on. But wow, it's serious rain and serious storms here right now.
Hey, is it still really humid though?
Yeah, I mean, when I arrived at the stadium over an hour ago, it was dry, but it was very humid, very warm. It's been overcast the last couple of days, but without really threatening to rain. It's all broken in the last hour or so. The cloud bursts have been torrential in the last hour or so. So, I mean, it has been threatening, but it's been dry, been warm, very warm. But this is phenomenal. It really is. So expect some more of this during the tournament. And players will have to leave the pitch. There will be half-hour breaks in games if this happens, and it's more than likely going to happen at least once.
And Adrian, assuming that the game does go ahead later, what sort of starting lineup are you expecting from Thomas Tuchel?
It's a weird one because they've got a behind closed doors game tomorrow that we believe is going to be 45 minutes. It's on their training pitch. It's against Miami FC, not the Messi team. I hasten to add, but so it's interesting to see which team he picks today. I expect the Arsenal boys to play today because it's against an international side, albeit Costa Rica not at the World Cup. So I expect the Arsenal players, except Saka maybe, who's not quite fit as we understand it. That's what Thomas Tuchel was telling us yesterday. So I expect the Arsenal players to get some game time, whether they come off the bench or whether they start, I'm not too sure. But I'm hoping it's a strong team because we need to put on a show. We need to start giving the fans a little bit of confidence that England can actually do something at this World Cup, and only your best 11 is going to do that.
Hey, do you reckon Thomas Tuchel, as we sit here today, he knows he's starting 11? Or if all being well, everyone comes through and there's no injuries, do you think he knows game one against Croatia what he'd like his starting 11 to be?
Well, Thomas Tuchel right now is stunned by the weather, and when he is, he will be. I mean, it will blow his mind a little bit. It's been that torrential, and I'm actually looking down on the pitch in front of me by the halfway line, and there is standing pools of water. Now, the drainage might be good. This is the stadium used by Orlando City in the MLS. It's a proper football stadium. It's used by Orlando Pride, who were the women's champions a couple of years ago. So, the proper stadium, you expect the proper drainage as well. The pitch is decent. It was dry when we arrived, but it's no longer dry, I can assure you. It's very, very wet. So Thomas Tuchel will look at it, and he may even think to himself, well, we were talking about the pitch the other day in Tampa, saying, well, he doesn't want any injuries and the pitch is dodgy. Well, he might get here and have a look at this pitch and think, this is incredibly wet. We need to take a little bit of care here.
Adrian, thank you so much. Stay dry.
Well, I'll try.
Seek shelter and stay dry. Right, we're going to stay across the pond now because Ben Jacobs has been following the United States side as they prepare for their home World Cup. And we can head over to the States now for all the latest from him.
Hello from Irvine, California. Ben Jacobs here. I'm with the US men's national team. We're just waiting for some of the players to come. We're going to hear from Chris Richards a little bit later, and the expectation is he'll be fit for that opening game against Paraguay. Lots going on, though, in the transfer market. Two quick stories for you. Marcus Senese confirmed as a free agent for Spurs after leaving Bournemouth on a 4-year contract. Spurs moved fast. They had an agreement in principle in place. Liverpool did not make a move in the end. Never really seriously under consideration, but there was some outside noise after Ibrahima Konate left that possibly Richard Hughes would give that deal due consideration, but it was already agreed with Tottenham Hotspur. Andy Robertson through the door already, and Spurs are still in talks with Savinho. Marcus Rashford's situation really interesting as well. There's only 5 days until the €30 million option to buy clause expires, and at the moment Barcelona are showing no willingness to trigger it, which means as it stands Marcus Rashford would return to Manchester United. A lot can change, for example, if Manchester United decide to give Barcelona a lower price or agree to another season-long loan, or Barcelona obviously maybe bluffing, and right up until the deadline we need to be alert. But all indications are, as of now at least, that Barcelona are not going to trigger that €30 million option to buy, and Manchester United, if that is the scenario, will have to prepare for Rashford to return for pre-season. That's it for now from myself, Ben Jacobs. Keep across our YouTube channel for all the latest from the World Cup. And the window is back on talkSPORT. Myself and Chief Football Correspondent Alex Crook will both be featuring regularly as we bring you all the latest activity from the transfer market.
Cheers, Ben. Benty, we heard there from Ben that Liverpool were considering a move for Senesi.
Yeah.
He's now gone to Tottenham. Yeah. Do you think Liverpool have been a little bit slow to act here? Do you think he is the kind of player that Liverpool could really do with, considering that Konate has already gone on a free to Real Madrid?
Potentially, we've seen it before with the Gahey situation. They were in pole position to sign him, didn't stump up that extra bit of money to get him from Crystal Palace, and they would have had him. But instead, he's obviously now a Manchester City player in Senesi. I'm pretty sure if they'd have shown more interest, Senesi would have gone, listen, this is no disrespect, but you're going to Liverpool over Tottenham every day of the week. So he would have gone, if they'd have shown a bit more interest, Senesi probably would have gone, enough for the agent to go, by the way, Liverpool are in for you. But obviously they didn't, so which is why he's obviously opted to go to Tottenham.
And the Marcus Rashford news there that we just heard from Ben, if you now had to give a guess, an educated guess as to where Marcus Rashford will be playing his football next season, where do you think he will go? At the moment, he's not going to be signed by Barcelona as things stand. He's going to be coming back to Manchester United. Can he play for Manchester United again? Will Barcelona loan him again, or does he end up somewhere completely different?
I think maybe he goes loan Barca again. I think so. I just don't see a world why, like, if I'm Carrick and you can get him back and talk to him, fair enough, but I think loan Barca and then go from there. But it's still bizarre, that situation. Not wanting to pay 30 million for him, but 70 million for Gordon. Don't get it.
Doesn't make any sense to me either, Benty. This is Drive on talkSPORT with myself, Rory Jennings and Darren Bent. Next up, we're going to be joined in the studio by One Word Billy for the end of show quiz.
Obviously, we've got you on to talk about France and the French squad. How confident is the country of going all the way? Because every single person I speak to, and I say, who's going to win it? Everyone I've spoken to says France first.
When you look at the squad, I think we can say we favourites to win the tournament. But I don't know. I've got to say I'm a bit worried because I've watched the last few games and we are conceding goals, and I don't know, Mbappe looks like he's not in his best shape yet. And, I think coming into the World Cup when you're heavy favourites is not easy. So, I don't know. I think we'll be up there, but there's other teams that can win it as well.
France have got an outstanding forward line, haven't they, Neil? I mean, look at Elise's form, Dembele, Mbappe, Barcola, Doué. But like you says, is it the defence? Maybe a full-back, left-back, right-back? Do you think that's where they might let themselves down?
I think that the defense is a bit of a problem right now. I've seen a stat yesterday watching the game. I think in the last, they've conceded a goal in the last 5 or 6 games, and that hadn't happened in years, I think. So, which for me is not a good sign before tournament. And also, like you said, we've got a lot of amazing forwards and strikers, but I think the downside of it is also, can they defend? Can they help the team when...
Get ready to get the ultimate football fan winning feeling with talkSPORT Win. Because this summer, you and a mate could be jetting off to watch England versus Panama in New Jersey live at the FIFA World Cup 2026 with Adidas, including tickets, flights, accommodation and more. Go to talksport.com/win to enter now, and you could be soaking up the incredible atmosphere at the FIFA World Cup 2026. For the chance to win every football fan's trip of a lifetime, enter now at talksport.com/win.
listening to Drive on talkSPORT with me, Rory Jennings and Darren Bent, in partnership with Giacomo. Get fresh looks and great brands from Giacomo. Following us from 7 p.m. tonight, Adrian Durham hosts live commentary of England's final World Cup warm-up game against Costa Rica. And don't forget that you can hear a very special drive tomorrow from 4 o'clock. Jason Cundy and Darren Bent will be joined by former Scotland midfielder Charlie Adam and England defender Carl Walker as we build up to the opener tomorrow evening between Mexico and South Africa, live on talkSPORT. Tomorrow, Benty, it's kicking off tomorrow. The World Cup starts. Just buzzing, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's like amazing. It's going to be unreal.
Can't wait. I mean, I'm looking forward to watching England if it goes ahead because of the old... I mean, look, the Sky correspondent there, it looks like it stopped raining.
That's good news.
In Orlando, yeah. So, but yeah, the World Cup's incredible. Mexico, again, we spoke about the Mexico kit. Just World Cup fevers here. Yeah. I mean, I'll probably just switch on for the game because there's going to be a whole bunch of stuff going on before the game, and there's going to be a long process.
Yeah.
But no, I just watch the game.
You need to find out the kickoff time, turn the telly on there.
Yeah, agreed.
It is going to be unreal. Now, though, time for this.
Get ready to get the ultimate football fan winning feeling with talkSPORT Win.
That's right, listen up. The FIFA World Cup kicks off tomorrow, and we're sending you and a mate straight to New York to see England live with Adidas, the tournament's official match ball supplier. We're talking about a trip to watch England face Panama, return flights, hotel, match tickets and spending money all taken care of. Plus, Adidas is throwing in the official try-on the match ball and a fresh pair of boots. Ready to get that winning feeling? Here is how to enter. For your chance to win, head to talksportwin.com or text WIN to 83338. Text and online entries cost £2.50 plus your standard network rate, or you can call 0343 418 7260. Entries must be in by 4 p.m. this Friday. 18 plus, UK residents only. This is a talkSPORT promotion. Full T's and C's at talksportwin.com. So for your chance to enter, text the word WIN to 83338. Right, now it's time for my favourite moment in any day. It's time for One Word Billy.
I found a woman stronger than anyone I know.
Billy, welcome, sir. What have you got in store for us tonight?
It's a very sad.
Bill, how you been?
Yeah, really good. Cheers, really good. Yeah.
Jack, too much with Ed Sheeran.
It's a very sad control room in there at the minute. He's gone actually. He's gone home.
Really?
He's gone home early.
He's had enough.
Yeah.
He's had enough. Kieran McKenna has tipped him over the edge.
Hence the Ed Sheeran.
Yeah.
Sad song.
I'm looking in there now. It doesn't look like a happy place. There is heartbreak.
Yeah.
How are you, Bill?
Jack, maybe turn the music down so I can hear Bill. You know, thank you.
Guess the intro to finish the day on, lads.
Right.
You were so good at it the other day, Rory.
Thoroughly enjoyed it.
We've brought it back. I think
he was terrible, wasn't he?
I think you got one.
You joking?
I think you got 1 out of 5.
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
I smashed it up with TLC and that, surely.
Well, yeah,
that was the only one you got.
You named the members of TLC, but that weren't the clues.
Oh, God. Okay, right.
So we're doing it again.
Today, redemption.
5 songs each if we get time. Rory, would you like to go first?
Hey, Bill.
In the big chair.
I'd like to go first, please.
Yeah.
If I was sitting, Christian,
got to go 1-0 up
If I was
early.
sitting over there, would you let me go first?
Absolutely not.
No. Thank you, Bill.
Rory, here's your first song.
One more time, please. I don't know.
Go on, Bill.
Nothing.
No, Jack. No, Jack.
Nothing.
And
Oh, yeah, I know it now. The Chemical Brothers.
What song?
Chemical Brothers. Galvanise.
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
Bill, what's going on with you?
Bentley's not happy.
Galvanise, Chemical Brothers. That's 1-0. Put that in your pipe.
Fantastic for you. Why is Jack playing half the track?
Didn't play half the track. He played a little bit more. 2 seconds.
Played a bit more than the intro, though.
Thank you very much, Bill.
Yeah.
All right, Bill.
We'll give it to you.
Oh, Bill's coming with claws, isn't he?
1-0. Benny, over to you.
Oh, come on.
Baby girl. Oh, my girl. Shampoo. Chat apart. And the tune's called Temperature.
Yeah, very good, very good.
40 naughty shorty.
1-1 after 1 each.
That is annoying.
Good start, lads. Good start.
You got lucky.
I love Sean Paul.
Yeah, but that was a tap in. You're never not going to get that.
Rory, back over to you.
Come on, then.
Here we go.
Bang on.
Yeah. What are they called? Oh, it's from Trainspotting.
No, Jack, you didn't ask for another replay. Just it's really giving out clues and that. Do you know what I mean?
Rory's frozen.
I haven't frozen. I'm deep in thought, and I know the answer. It's from Trainspotting.
That wasn't a question.
Yes.
Oh, it's called.
He doesn't know, Bill. He doesn't know. We've got to move on. We've got,
hang on, I do know it.
we ain't got long, mate. Show
do you know?
I do know, but
Go on then, pass it over.
I don't know.
No, wait, I do know then.
5 seconds. Got to hurry, Rory.
2.
Nah, I think we're moving on. It's Underworld.
Underworld.
Born Slippy.
Born Slippy.
Tune. 1-1 still. Benny,
Heartbreaker. I reckon I should get half a point for Train Spotting.
No, you shouldn't.
Here we go, Benny.
Oh, I know that.
That's Madonna. Vogue.
Yeah.
That's annoying.
Well done, Benny.
Shout out Madonna.
I didn't think you'd get that
See,
one.
I should have gone second. Sean Paul and Madonna, and I get Born Slippy Underworld.
It's the luck of the draw. It's the way the songs fall.
Terrible. You got the Gareth Southgate pathway to the final.
I've lost track of the score.
2-1 me.
2-1 Benny.
Yeah.
Rory, back to you.
Right. Hey.
You got 10 seconds. You've run out of time here.
Also in a famous film this
Don't you forget
American
about
Pie.
me.
Not American Pie.
Well, that's famous. It's in that.
Oh, is
The
it?
song is called Don't You Forget About Me.
Yep.
Is it in XF?
It's not. Simple Minds.
They're interchangeable for me.
2-1.
2-1. It's all to play for still.
Benny, back over to you.
Well, sorry.
Oh, come on, are you joking?
Sorry. He played Sean Paul again. And that was California Love by Tupac Shakur featuring Dr. Dre.
Very good.
This is unbelievable. This is a carver.
This is unlucky for you, Rory.
This is because this is his show, isn't it? It's like favouritism because it's his show, and I'm just a stand-in.
It's just like on The Chase, where the chaser gets easy questions.
The chaser gets easy questions.
That's what I bet my last one's not easy.
You've given it to Frosty Knickers here, getting all the easy questions.
I think that's 3-1. You're playing for pride here, Rory.
I have no pride.
Here we go.
Yeah, that's World in Motion. New Order.
Correct. There you go.
That's
that
annoying.
time of year, isn't it?
There you go.
It's annoying.
Benny, to settle it.
Hang on, no, wait. I could still get a draw.
Yeah, if Benny does.
This was
all right. Right. Shout out first. Whoever gets it right.
No, I'm
yeah. Mate, if I get it right, I'm shouting.
Here we go.
Sweet thing, my actual flowers. DB Garage.
That
is correct.
That's a heartbreaker. Also, I've been done on UK Garage. I consider that my home territory. I consider that my home territory. That's really upsetting.
I think we've got time for one more, Rory.
Okay, go.
Told. It's a bit of pride. Here we go.
Yeah, nothing. I'm going to go for Nothing by Jack.
Nothing there.
Jack did tell me we had time, but
don't know that.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, 4-2, Dom.
Mate, thanks for coming. Don't know that.
Rory, thanks for coming. Slapped.
No, you know this.
Oh,
one.
Shania Twain. That don't impress me much.
Yeah.
Here we go.
There you go. I think Benny takes that one though.
There you go. I've got a last-minute confirmation goal.
Well done, lads. Well done.
Bill, another brilliant quiz. Thank you so much. There to One Word Billy. You've been listening to Drive on talkSPORT with myself, Rory Jennings and Darren Bent. Next up, Adrian Durham brings you live commentary of England's final World Cup warm-up game against Costa Rica. And don't forget, you can hear a very special drive time tomorrow from 4 o'clock. Jason Cundy and Darren Bent will be joined by former Scotland midfielder Charlie Adam and England defender Kyle Walker as they build up to an opener between Mexico and South Africa live on talkSPORT. Ta-da!
That don't impress me much.
People in the pub aren't sitting around in the pubs talking about accessibility. We are. The media are. We're creating conversations to be able to confect outrage, to be able to create content. Most people accept it. They accept the reality of the circumstances that these premium games, these premium tournaments have a caveat which means that ultimately they're beyond the reach of most people. That doesn't make it right. I'm not arguing for the right and wrong of it. I'm putting the pragmatic reality of it. I do not know, and at this moment in time I'm not sure that we do know, the reason why this referee wasn't allowed in the country. If he didn't meet